It's time for Beavers baseball. The new home for the Beavers, Stones Radio Network, proudly presents ARC Baseball.
The 1-1 is hit sharply down to third. Ochoa on a big hop, takes his time, gets it across the diamond, and gets Harry Owen by a step. Nice play by Nick Ochoa.
It's that time again. The crack of the bat, the sound of gloves popping, the smell of freshly cut grass, and the roar of the crowd. So are you ready? Because it's time for Beavers baseball.
Line drive, right field. It's down in front of the right fielder out there, or for a base hit. So second hit of the game for the Beavers is a line drive by Michael Grijalva.
Now let's send it back to the booth in Phantom to get you ready for today's action right here on Stones Radio Network.
Hello and welcome to Beaver Field for another exciting afternoon of American River College baseball, along with my broadcast partner, Stones McCoy. I am Mark the Phantom Lowe. Today we bring you the finale of a three-game season-ending Big 8 Conference Series with the Beavers hosting the Modesto Junior College Pirates. Pirates have taken the first two games of the series, winning 12-7 in a back-and-forth Game 1 on Tuesday, and then scoring three times in the eighth to pull out Game 2 yesterday 4-2. So the Beavers are going to have to put everything together today to get a win and spoil the Pirates' postseason hopes. A lot on the line as we approach game time, and we'll start things off with a look at today's starting lineups. First, for the visiting Pirates, we have the lineup of Alex Gavea, the shortstop, will bat first. Then Brady Cardoza, the left fielder, he hits second. Trent Prokes batting third and right. Killing up man today, Matt Cabrera, the second baseman. Javon Watkins hitting fifth. He's the first baseman. Kai Young's the DH, bats sixth. Luke Brown in center field will hit seventh. Then Cam Mercurio, the catcher. And Carlos Vasquez rounds it out, batting ninth and playing third base. Logan Stout on the mound today for the Pirates from Modesto. The Beavers will counter with Dominic Ott leading off, playing center field. Then Blake Uyama is the third baseman. Alejandro Bello hits third. He plays second base today. Bryce Seiler in the cleanup spot at first base. Then Michael Grijalva, the left fielder, batting fifth. Josiah Taylor hits sixth. He's playing right field. Christoph Swanson, the catcher, hitting seventh, and Nick Ochoa, the shortstop, and Trevor Crockett is the DH, batting ninth. On the mound for the Beavers, Wyatt Winalski, the left-hander out of San Juan High School. So we're finally ready to go here from Beaver Field. We'll have the first pitch coming up right for this on the Stones Radio Networks.
Now back to the booth right here on Stones Radio Network.
And welcome back to Beaver Field for the opening of Game 3 of this series with the Modesto Junior College Pirates. I'm Mark the Phantom Lowe here with Stones McCoy, and a very full press box, actually. We've got a lot of people up here today. It's a little bit windy, which is good because it blows the hornets away. So we've got a lot of things going on. But Wyatt Winalski up on the mound for the American River College Beavers. He'll face Alex Gavea, then Brady Cardoza and Trent Prokes, the first three hitters for Modesto. Here in the top of the first, we've got Cole Talley, the injured Cole Talley, who's taking care of the scoreboard. Then Bird from the football team, he's also kind of taking care of the scoreboard. He's also the guy that talks a lot at the softball games. If you've been out here to a softball game, you go, who's that crazy guy up in the booth having so much fun? That's the Bird. He's here. And also the PA guy for baseball, who I don't know his name. He's a really nice guy. He does a great job, and I can't ask him his name because then he'll think I'm a jerk because I don't know his name. So that's the deal up here in the press box today for the final game of the regular season. And Wyatt Winalski, if he takes more time warming up, I'll tell you more stories. I don't even care anymore. Shout out to Steve, who was up here saying hello today, the athletic director here at American River, trying to make a lot of changes and get some attention for his athletes. He's doing a fantastic job, and we're ready to start with the first batter. It's Alex Guevea. Alex is a shortstop. He's out of Manteca, California, hitting at .373 with 34 runs batted in. And hold on, I'm going to send out a tweet to everybody to tell them that I am broadcasting a game. I hope I did that right. You never know. You'd never really know. I might have set the wrong tweet. Here's Guevea. Right-handed shortstop against the left-hander Wyatt Winalski out of San Juan High School. First pitch is on the way. It's down in the dirt for a ball. 1-0 on Guevea. Manteca High School for Alex. They are the, I figured this, Buffaloes. They're the Buffaloes. Great name. 1-0 pitch. Fouls it out of play to our right. 1 ball, 1 strike. I hope it doesn't hit that guy walking his dog. And it doesn't. The dog noticed it was over there before the guy. Now they're going to get the ball. Yeah, that's nice. It's that kind of a feeling here for the final game of the regular season. Modesto trying to make it into the NorCal playoffs. I think they might need a win today. Cole tells me they don't. That one's grounded out towards second base. Bello's going to have it on a hop. He's going to take time, go to first base, and throws past first base, and he is safe. So Bello had to go to his right, backhanded on a big hop, threw it over to first, and Guevea is safe, and the ball goes into the dugout. So Alex is going to go down to second base. It'll be called an error on the second baseman. And Guevea goes down to second, brings up Brady Cardozo, the left fielder. Brady at .292 for the season. 21 runs batted in for Brady. Had an encounter with the left field fence the last time he was here. And very, it's kind of an emotional thing. It's kind of a good feeling thing that the American River team put an outline, a chalk outline of where he smashed into the fence, out on the fence, which is inspired genius on one hand, and the fact that he's okay makes everything okay, but he is okay. He played yesterday. First pitch is in there for a strike. Game 2, a very exciting one, or Game 1, a very exciting one on Tuesday, 12-7, won by the Pirates in a back-and-forth affair. The inside the park home run by Josiah Taylor was the highlight for the Beavers. Then yesterday, took a 2-1 lead into the bottom of the 8th, but ended up on the short end 4-2. Tyler Quintanilla, another excellent performance by the Beaver pitching staff. Here's the pitch down in the dirt. Good block by Christoph Swanson. Let's check out the defensive alignment, if you will. Christoph Swanson behind the plate. Over at third, Blake Uyama. At shortstop today is Nick Ochoa. Alejandro Bello at second. Bryce Seidler down at first. And right, it's Josiah Taylor. Dominic Ott, the freshman in center field, and Michael Grijalva in left. On the mound, the left-hander, Wyatt Winalski. 1 ball and 1 strike on Cardozo with Trent Prokes to follow. Guevea leads off of second. Here's the 1-1. Hit line drive right to the first baseman. Seidler has it, licks at second. No chance to double off the runner. So 1 out, 1 on, and that'll bring up Trent Prokes. Ball hit hard by Cardozo, but right to Bryce Seidler at first. Prokes at .286, 1 home run, and 24 runs batted in. He's out of Modesto, California. Left-handed hitting right fielder. Up against the left-hander Wyatt Winalski. Modesto 12-11 in league play, 23-13 overall. Winalski taking his time, getting a sign from Christoph Swanson, who's behind the plate, partially because Drake Rossi broke his collarbone in yesterday's game, and leads to the fact that there are far more players on the injured list than there are on the field for the Beavers. Here's the first pitch on the way. That is low by some estimation. Ball 1-0 on Trent Prokes. Matt Cabrera is the on-deck hitter for Modesto. Came into this series at 10-11. They've taken the first 2. if they win this one and things work their way, they could end up in a giant 4-way tie for third place in the Big 8 Conference, which should get them into the playoffs. Here's the pitch, 1-0. Breaking ball in there for a strike. 1-1 on Prokes, who did not quite agree with that assessment. So he's going to take a little bit of a walk and then get back in here. Again, the third base coach from Modesto plays the very shallow third base coach, about 15 to 20 feet in front of the bag, so he can give his runner at second a little bit more perspective if he has to round the base. At least that's my figuring of the situation. Here's the 1-1 by Winalski. Looks back at second, delivers. Grounded out toward Bello. Big hop to Alejandro. He takes it, throws over to first, and gets Brooks for the out. Moving over to third is Gavea, and that'll bring up Matt Cabero with 2 outs here in the top of the first. Mac hitting at .313 with 30 runs batted in. And he's from Pittman High School in Turlock, California. Right-hand hitting second baseman. Batted in the number 7 spot on Tuesday, was 1 for 4, had a couple of runs scored. Only 3 hits yesterday for Modesto, but they parlayed them into a 4-2 win. Winalski's pitch is outside for a ball. The hit totals after 2 games in this series, American River 28 and Modesto 12. But unfortunately, in the win-loss column, it's Modesto 2-0. Gavea down at third. 2 outs here in the first. Winalski to the plate. Fastball's outside again. Snagged by Christoph Swanson. Javon Watkins, who had 4 hits for the Pirates on Tuesday. He is in the on-deck circle, the first baseman, out of Modesto Christian High School. Winalski set to go 2-0 now. Breaking ball just high for a ball, 3-0. Nobody agreed at that in the press box, but it's still a ball. So 3 balls and no strikes on Matt Cabero. Playoffs start next week in the NorCal region. 3-0 pitches in there for a strike, 3-1. Right now, Folsom Lake College is a half game ahead of San Joaquin Delta. Folsom Lake has a makeup game tomorrow against Sierra. The Wolverines have really made a late season push and are now 11-11 in league play. So if they win today, they still have a chance, I would think, to get into that playoffs as well. 3-1 pitch. High fly ball right field out of play. And it'll be 3 balls and 2 strikes on Matt Cabero. Again, Mac hitting at .313, 30 runs batted in for the season. Right-hand hitter, straightaway stands. Winalski from the stretch with Gavea coming down the line at third base. Foul back to the screen, so we'll do it again. 3 balls and 2 strikes. I didn't notice if this umpire did the double fist for 3-2 or the fingers. Stones McCoy and I advocating for the double fist like they used to back in the day, indicating it's full. There's nothing left. Let's see what he does. Oh, jeez. Oh, well. We'll change it 1 umpire at a time. 3-2. Winalski checks Gavea. Line drive into center field. Coming in is Ott. He dives. Did he get it? No, it just comes out of his glove. Great try by Dominic Ott, but it results an RBI single for Cabrera, and the Pirates lead this one 1-0. Just a great diving try by Dominic Ott in center field.
First baseman Javon Watkins.
And now Dominic taking time putting himself back together. He literally cannot be injured because there literally is no one else on the bench to play. Although I have a couple of guys up here. Bird has offered to go out. He's going to go out next year, so I figure he can go out today and use his eligibility. Cole cannot go out there because his wrist doesn't look real good in that cast. Winalski goes over to first. Cabrera's back. Javon Watkins, the batter. .316, 3 home runs, 17 batted in. Said 4 for 5 with 2 runs driven in and 3 runs scored on Tuesday. So Dominic Ott with a great dive. We kind of held our breath in here, making sure Dominic gets back up again. That's outside for a ball. Stones McCoy, obviously, part of our contract with anybody that we work with is Stones McCoy is always available to play if needed. That is actually written into it. He has a glove. He has his shoes. They're out in the car. But contractually, he has to be ready. I think if he starts an online class right now, he can get some eligibility going. That's high for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 balls, no strikes. When the umpire indicates the count during the count, that means somebody's messed up and he's got to correct something because he looks at the scoreboard or he listens to me, and I usually mess up. Cabrera, good lead at first. Here's the pitch. Outside for a ball. 3-0. Kind of on that one, I kind of took my head to the side like a puppy, kind of wondering what the heck's going on. What the heck is that? 3-0 coming up. That is high for a ball. So, RBI single by Cabrera, then a walk to Watkins. Now Kai Young to the plate. Kai Young came on as a pinch hitter in the game on Tuesday, and we looked him up, and he was hitting something around 431. We wondered, well, why is that guy on the bench? And he's not on the bench today. He's in the game. Just his 21st game of the season. 418 in those 20 games and 15 RBIs in those 20 games. So Kai Young at the plate. Comes to us out of Fresno, California. Actually, he comes to us from Lemoore, California, but goes to high school in Fresno. And I'm not really familiar with the geography down there, so I can't tell you what kind of a commute that is or kind of move that was. I apologize. Shortcoming on my part there. I should know every city in Northern California. Anyway, more importantly, here's Young up here with 2 outs and 2 on in the top of the first. A big out here for Wyatt Winalski and the Beavers. Wyatt kind of getting squeezed a little bit, it looks like, on the strike zone, but it's hard to tell. Here's the first pitch to Young. That is outside, not squeezed there. It was clearly outside. 1 ball, no strikes on Young. If he keeps it going, Luke Brown on deck. Just getting started here, top of the first, 1-0 in favor of the Pirates. Trying for a season-ending sweep here. That is down low for a ball. 2-0. Two balls and no strikes. Stones McCoy doing some stretching exercises. Like we said, just in case he is needed today by Coach Jay. And here's the 2-0. Chopped out, big chopper toward short. Picked up out there by Ochoa across the diamond. Nice play by Ochoa at short to throw out Kai Young. So 1 run, 1 hit, and 2 left at the end of a half inning. It's the Pirates 1, the Beavers coming to bat.
Back with your play-by-play is Phantom right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Bottom of the first, Beavers coming to bat. They'll face Logan Stout, the 6'1 freshman out of Lodi, California. He will square off against Dominic Ott, Blake Uyama, and Alejandro Bello, the first 3, as the Beavers spotted the Pirates 1 run in the top of the inning, looking to get that back and more here in the bottom. As they said, they've gotten 28 hits the last 2 games, so they're feeling good about swinging the sticks. Now they just need to get that W, and they'll try to do it against Logan Stout. Logan at 2-2 on the season and a 5.04 ERA. Stepping up here in the game, the Pirates, as we say, need to win. Even if they did make the playoffs with a loss there, it would affect their seeding, and you don't want to go in at the bottom of the playoffs ladder. You want to go in as high as you can. Throw down to second base by Cam Mercurio, bounces into center field. And we are ready to go here with Dominic Ott, freshman out of Wood Creek High School, hitting at 280. Home run, 8 runs batted in. Inches away from a inning-ending catch in the top of the first that would have kept the game scoreless, but just couldn't make the play. And Dominic steps in here against Logan Stout. And we're finally ready to go as the umpire cleans the plate off. And Dominic steps in, the right-handed hitter, against the right-hander Logan Stout. Fastball in there for a strike. 0-1 on Dominic. 5'10" freshman out of Wood Creek. Slightly open stance from the right side. Stout from the windup in the dirt for a ball. 1-1 on Dominic Ott with Blake Uyama on deck. Gentle breeze blowing a little bit from left to right here at Beaver Field. Fastball's outside. 2-1 on Dominic. Got that average up to 280. Mostly in the leadoff spot and mostly defensively out in center field. 2-1 pitch coming up from Stout. Swing and a miss. 2-2 to Dominic Ott. Three for 5 was Dominic Ott in the game on Tuesday. Outside, ball 3. Beavers wearing the red jerseys today with black numbers, white pants. The Pirates in their very, Royals, Kansas City Royals looking like gray and blue, would you say, Stones? Stones is grumpy because he hasn't gotten the game yet. He's still holding out hope. 3-2 pitch coming up to Dominic. Fouls it away. Might have been ball 4, but didn't have enough time to think about it, so he'll stay up there and try it again at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Oh, yeah, we're good. We were just trying to figure out something was changed.
Cole yelling down at Coach Jay with no regard for my health. Fouled out of play by Dominic Ott, so it's 3-2. That's okay. It doesn't matter if there's a live microphone. I'll just yell all you want. It's a final game. 3 balls, 2 strikes, full count. Stout against Ott. Sounds kind of like a Viking thing or something. Stout and Ott. 3-2 pitch. Chopped down foul by the dugout over there. Almost picked out of the air by Alejandro Bello, but he could not make the play. 3-2 on Dominic Ott starting off the bottom of the first here. Pirates lead at 1-0, scoring an unearned run in the top of the inning. Played it on Matt Cabrera's single. 3-2 pitch. Outside. Oh, good. Held it up. Check swing by Ott, and he is down at first base. So is McCoy waiting to put that on the scoreboard as he thought they would maybe ask the first base umpire, but I don't think there was even that much of an intent. Got that slurve going on from the mound does Logan Stout, and it's kind of tough to hold off on because it does have a little bit of speed on it. Here's Blake Uyama, 286 for Blake, the sophomore from Kennedy High. A home run, 17 batted in for the switch-hitting third baseman, batting from the left side. Coming in at third is Carlos Vasquez against the possible bunt. First pitch is outside. Vasquez at third. As short as Alex Gavea. Matt Cabrero at second, and Javon Watkins over at first. Behind the plate is Cam Mercurio. Brady Cardoza in left, Luke Brown in center, and Trent Prokes over in right. That's the Modesto defensive alignment. 1 ball, no strikes on Blake Uyama. With Ott at first base. Blake takes down low for a ball, 2-0. Alejandro Bello, number 3 hitter, he is on deck. Beavers trying to come right back at the Pirates after giving up 1 in the top of the inning. They have Ott over at first base via the walk and a 2-0 count on Uyama. Blake takes in there a strike on the inside corner. Good-looking pitch by Logan Stout. So it's 2 balls, 1 strike, and Vasquez stays on the edge of the infield grass down at third base in case of the bunt. Two-one pitch is chopped foul. What I could do is have a cool tally, tell me what the third base coach is signaling, then I could sound like Tony Romo up here. It's not a bad idea. I'll think about doing that. And I just won't say how I know what's going to happen every pitch. 2-2 on Blake. Okay, that's not, the signal is get a hit does not answer my questions. Chop foul over the first base dugout, out into the spectator area. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jerry J, Coach J's son, running out the baseballs to the umpire. I met that young man a couple weeks ago. I think he's recovered from it by now and probably back to normal life. 2-2 on Blake Uyama. Stout looks over at first base. Now he's going to go over to first base, and Dominic Ott is back disdainfully as he was only 2 steps off. Now he's off a couple more steps, and Uyama settles in. The pitch, he goes. It's hit well to right center field. Going back is Prokes. He's going to have a beat on it, and getting back to first base is Dominic Ott. So Blake Uyama hit it sharply, but got it up in the air out to Prokes in right center field for the first out. I'll bring up Alejandro Bello, the second baseman out of Vanden High School, the sophomore hitting .303. Bryce Seidler on deck. Been a pretty hot hitter lately for the Beavers. And here's Alejandro Bello. Wide open stance from the right side. Ott with the lead at first. Here's the pitch by Stout in the dirt. Nice block, and now here goes runner down to second. He's going to be in there. Good block by Mercurio, but as soon as he saw it was out in front of the plate, Ott took off, and he is at second in scoring position for Bello. Alejandro took that down low, so he is ahead in the count. 1 ball and no strikes. Ott, pretty good lead out at second base. Second baseman moving over. That's Cabrero. Chopped at the plate off Alejandro, so it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Ott getting a good enough secondary lead that if a base hit gets to the outfield, he should be able to score. He's got good speed as well. Ball and a strike on Bello. Bryce Seidler to follow. Bottom of the first. 1-0 in favor of Modesto. Final game of the regular season. The Big 8 conference play for the 2 teams. Outside for a ball. Again, he's got that swerve, slurve kind of movement on it from the right side, and it's tough to hold off. 2-1 on Bello. That's in the dirt. Nice block again, but there goes Ott. The throw to third. He is going to be safe because the ball is not handled, and Bello very cleverly did not move. He just stood in the batter's box where he has every legal right to be, and Mercurio had to kind of go around him, and he bounced the ball into third, blocked over there by Vasquez. But Ott now with his second wild pitch advancement, and he is at third. 3-1 now on Bello. Here's the 3-1. Inside ball 4. So good at bat by Alejandro Bello. Laid off a couple of slurves and gets the base on balls. That brings up Bryce Seidler, who's got that average all the way up to 296 as he had one of the finer games we've seen at the plate on Tuesday. As Bryce was 4 for 4 and was on base all 6 times. So he's got to capitalize on that as he's got up to 296 with the 17 RBIs. 2 behind Nick Ochoa's team lead of 19. He's up here with guys on first and third, and Bello immediately gets himself a pretty nice lead over at first. From the stretch, Stout to the plate. Seidler hits a line drive to center field. Coming in is the center fielder, Luke Brown. He's got it. The tag is made. The throw is going to be on the other side, and standing up and scoring is Dominic Ott to tie the game. A sacrifice fly by Bryce Seidler, his 18th RBI of the season. And this game is all tied up. Oh, they said he left too soon from third. The appeal was made by the Pirates, and he is called out. Here comes Coach Jay up to kind of get in the face of the umpire, we would hope, and find out what's going on here. But that was an immediate call of out on Dominic Ott. And that is the third out of the inning. So a momentary tie is still a 1-0 deficit. Had to feel if that was the, if it was later in the game, in the last game, maybe Coach Jay goes for it, but he got to set his piece, and now he's out. So no runs on no hits and 1 left. At the end of an inning, it's Modesto up 1-0.
Now back to the booth right here on Stones Radio Networks.
So the Beavers shut out in the first inning, even though they got a guy score, but he was ruled out for leaving third too soon on the fly ball. And it is 1-0 as we go to the top of the second. Luke Brown, Cam Mercurio, and Carlos Vasquez, the first 3 for the Pirates against left-hander Wyatt Winalski. Brown at .310 on the season. Was the leadoff hitter a couple days ago for Modesto. Shows bunt, pulls it back. It's outside for a ball. 1-0 on Luke Brown. Luke, I have to take my time and say this name because it's a tough one. Cathlemet, Washington. You don't even want to know at high school. Here's the pitch. Inside for a ball, 2-0. But I will try it. Waukeacum High School in Cathlemet, Washington. 2-0 pitch. That is on the corner. Call strike. 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Stones McCoy going back in the files to look up and see if he did leave too soon. Brilliant job by Stones McCoy. And he did not leave too soon according to our replay, which we have not got going yet, but we will at some point this summer. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's a fast you don't see on many broadcasts. Breaking ball is fouled off with a check swing by Luke Brown. Two balls and 2 strikes on Luke. Cam Mercurio to follow. Breaking ball in. Oh. Called the ball. 3-2. 3-2 on Luke Brown. Fouled off again. Inside fastball. Protecting the plate. So now it's 3-2. Yep. And it definitely was the 3-2 fingers, not the double fist. So I think that, Stones, that's our crusade. Nobody else is fighting on our side. 3-2 pitch. Fouled out of play by Luke Brown. I'm going to call him the pesky Luke Brown as he continues to foul balls out of play. Winalski on the mound. Wyatt looks in, gets the sign from Christoph Swanson. He's ready to deal 3-2 yet again. From the windup, the pitch outside for a ball. Second walk of the game for Winalski, and that brings up Cam Mercurio, the catcher. Cam out of Enox High School in Modesto, California, batting at a .238 clip. The freshman behind the plate for the Pirates here today. He's got a runner down on first and nobody out, and moving in now at third base is Blake Uyama. In case Mercurio lays one down here. Winalski checks first, and there's a pretty decent lead by Luke Brown over there. Scouting report is he's got a lot of speed at first base. And Winalski goes over there as he heard the scouting report. Top of the second. Luke Brown leads it off with the base on balls, and now Mercurio, right-handed hitter, against the left-hander Wyatt Winalski. Good lead again at first by Luke Brown. To the plate, shows bunt, and he says he did offer at it, so it is a strike. Umpire calls out Mercurio, points at him, does that accusatory point, says you went for it. For the first strike. Cam kind of steps out, looks at his coach. They get their signals, it looks like, from the coach standing right outside the dugout, not the base coaches. Going over to first, Stones McCoy, I just saw a disturbing sight. I think if you remember, if you've been with us all season, you know that the green Dodger hat was one of the real points of dissension between us, and it is back in the stadium, the green Dodger hat. Ah, man. Here comes Winalski, looks at first base to Luke Brown. He's got a much shorter lead. He's going. The throw over to first base to Seiler. He guns it to second, and they've got him in a rundown, running him back to first base and now tagging him. A great job out there by Nick Ochoa. So pick off by Winalski, tagged out eventually by Ochoa, and there's one away here in the second. Kind of thought Luke Brown was going because he had a much shorter lead than he had the time before. So he's trying to bait Winalski, but Wyatt figured him out. And that goes 1-6-3. And there's one out here in the second. That pitch is outside for a ball. One and one here on Mercurio. From the windup now, Winalski delivers outside again. Cam Mercurio on deck. Carlos Vasquez. Mercurio hitting eighth today for the Pirates. That one has popped up out of play to our right, so it evens the count, I believe, at 2-2. Yeah, 2-2. The umpire could sense our hesitation up here. He's probably listening on the Mixler app. Here's the pitch. Outside and high, ball 3. 3-2 on Mercurio. Athletic Director Steven comes into the press box. He joins everybody. It's a party today. I mean, that's just what it is. I noticed that when he comes in, the Hornets leave. So you are welcome, sir, to stay at any time. He just has that look about him. 3-2 coming up from Mercurio. Fouled out of play once again. One out, top of the second. Pirates lead this one 1-0. Luke Brown led off the inning with a walk. He was picked off by Wyatt Winalski, so that accounted for the out. And the right-handed catcher, Cam Mercurio, up here with the full count. That is high for a ball. So second straight base on balls, third of the game so far for Winalski, and he'll face now Carlos Vasquez, the third baseman.
Number 25, third baseman Carlos Vasquez.
Carlos out of Tracy, California, hitting at 263. Does have 21 runs batted in. Had a couple of them on Tuesday in the 12-7 win for the Pirates. And he steps in here with the Alex Gouveia, the leadoff hitter, on deck. Mercurio now leading down at first base. Winalski to the plate. Bunt shown by Vasquez. He doesn't. Bunny pulls it back and is called the ball. Wyatt Winalski hoping his earlier pickoff is going to keep Mercurio close at first base. Uyama even with the bag at third. One down, one on here in the second. Vasquez wide open stance from the right side, wearing number 25. Winalski to the plate. Outside for a ball, 2-0. The called strike is a endangered species in this game so far. 2 balls and no strikes. Not to say that should have been one. I haven't seen many today. I miss it. Because usually you get outraged at a called strike. This time you get outraged because it's not a strike. I got a feeling about the guy at first base. Let's see what happens. No, he's not going. The pitch is hit well to left center field by Vasquez. On his horse is Dominic Ott. He's not going to get it. It's down. He picks it up on one hop. To third is the runner. He's going to stay held up there. So great job by Dominic Ott as Mercurio could not advance beyond third. It's a double for Vasquez, moving runners to second and third, but Ott ran that down quickly enough that run was not allowed to score, and now it's Alex Gouveia's turn, the leadoff hitter. He reached on an error and scored his first time. So Vasquez, that's about the same place he hit the double the other day when he had the 2 RBIs, but that one I think a little further. Ott ran it down, picked it up barehanded on one hop and got it back to the infield, and Mercurio was forced to hold at third. But second and third now with 1 out. Second hit of the game for the Pirates, and here's Gouveia. 373, 34 runs batted in for Alex. First pitch is high for a ball, 1-0. Gouveia came in at 388 in game 1. So he has not been successful too much at the plate from these 2 games. But he does have 2 runners out there right now in scoring position. Just 1 out here in the second. 1-0 coming up from Wyatt Winalski, who is working from the stretch. Check swing, gets away from the catcher. It's a foul ball, so it's called foul ball. 1-1 now, Gouveia. Break for the Beavers on that one. It was on a check swing because he didn't go around, but fouled it off nonetheless. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike on Gouveia. Infielders, corners are even with the bag. Short and second are in regular position. Against Gouveia out of Manteca, California. Outside for a ball. 2-1 on Alex Gouveia. Brady Cardoza, the number 2 hitter on deck for the Pirate to lead this one 1-0. 1 out here, top of the second. The Modesto fans are all over the place as they were on Tuesday. Traveling well. 2-1 coming up to Gouveia. Hit out of play to our right, so it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Alex Gouveia. Second is Vasquez. He doubled. Moved to Mercurio, who had walked over to third. Luke Brown walked to open the inning, but he was picked off by Winalski. So now it's 2-2 on Gouveia. Seidler even with the bag at first, as is Uyama at third. 2-2 coming up to Gouveia. Chopped down toward third. Uyama's got it. Looks the runner back. Throws it across the diamond. Got him at first base. Good play by Blake Uyama to retire Gouveia 5-3 for the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up Brady Cardoza. So gets the big out of Gouveia. But now it's Cardoza who's hitting .292. Has 21 runs batted in of his own. Brady up here with 2 outs. He's from Bayer High in Modesto, California. And he's a big out right here in this game, early in this game, out here at Beaver Field. On deck is Trent Prokes, but Winalski only worried about Brady Cardozo right now. At third is Mercurio, at second is Vasquez. First pitch is outside for a ball, 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes on Cardozo. 0 for 2 on Tuesday before his running into the fence. He did score 2 runs and then left the game. Left late in the game after the collision with the fence. But he's obviously okay. The 1-0 pitch. Check swing gets away from the catcher. Coming in from third is Mercurio. He'll score standing up on the wild pitch. So 2-0. Moving down to third is Vasquez. That was a breaking ball that broke in front of the plate. Nothing Christoph Swanson could do about it. And went all the way back to the screen. Mercurio scores easily. Makes it 2-0. And it is 2-0 now on Brady Cardozo. Left-hander Winalski comes set, working from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Down low, ball 3. 3-0 on Cardozo with Trent Prokes to follow. That would be left-hander against left-hander. Pirates leading it now 2-0. They have 2 hits, received 3 walks in the game. And the run scoring on the wild pitch. Here's the pitch. That is down low again, ball 4. So Cardozo now over at first. At third is Carlos Vasquez, and here comes Trent Prokes, the right-handed, the right fielder, left-handed hitting right fielder. Came into the game at 286, grounded out to second his first time up. He's got a home run this year. He's got 24 runs batted in. Let's see if Cardozo decides to take off over at first base against the left-hander Winalski. Wyatt comes to the plate. It is outside in the dirt. Nice block by Swanson. 1 ball and no strikes on Trent Prokes. Mac Cabero on deck. Mac with the RBI single back in the first. Prokes wide open stance from the left side against the left-hander. Vasquez bluffs from third. There's the pitch. That's in the dirt again. There goes the runner down to second base. He is going to make it without a throw. So Cardozo reaches second base. He's down there with a 2-0 count. Still 2 outs here in the second. But now Cardozo at second and Vasquez down at third for Trent Prokes. Looks like some activity down in the bullpen for the Beavers. Here's the 2-0. Hit sharply right out to second again. Bello waits on it, picks it up, bobbles it, throws to first, and gets him. So 1 run on 1 hit and 2 left at the end of an inning and a half. Pirates lead this one 2-0.
back to the action right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Entering the bottom of the second, it's a 2-0 lead for the Modesto Junior College Pirates over your American River College Beavers. The Beavers sending up Michael Grialva, then Josiah Taylor and Christoph Swanson. 5, 6, and 7 as the bottom of the first was ended when Dominic Ott was called for leaving third base too soon on a potential sacrifice fly by Bryce Seidler. It was not to be, and Bryce did not get his 18th RBI of the season. Here's Michael Grialva hitting at .224 against Stout. Fastball is in there for a strike. Michael, a home run and 14 batted in. He'll lead us off here, batting in the number 5 spot today. Sophomore out of Ponderosa High School, waits for the 0-1. Here it is. It is right down the middle for a strike again. 0-2 on Michael Grialva. Steps out, thinks things over, steps back in for the 0-2 coming up from Logan Stout, who works from the windup and quickly. Outside for a ball, 1-2. Exactly where the catcher Mercurio wanted it, and Mercurio obviously set up outside, so the umpire, pretty easy decision there. 1-2 now on Michael. Slightly open stance from the right side against the right-hander Stout. Popped up right side. Watkins shading his eyes. He's going to call for it. He makes the catch for the first out. So Grava pops up to the first baseman, Joan Watkins, for the first out. Here's Josiah Taylor, the right fielder. 220 on the season, 3 home runs, 18 runs batted in. He had the inside the park home run on Tuesday in a 12-7 Beaver loss. He's up here now against Logan Stout. Fastball is outside for a ball. 1-0 on Josiah Taylor with Christoph Swanson to follow. 1-0 pitch from Stout. Outside again, ball 2. 2-0. Taylor out of Alpha Charter High School, El Verta, California. Waits for the 2-0 from Stout. Outside again. 3-0 on Josiah Taylor. Those 3 home runs are the team leading figure in the home run department. Josiah also 18 runs batted in, 1 behind Nick Ochoa. 3-0 pitch. It is out. Well, it's a strike. It's an outside corner strike is what I meant to say. 3-1 on Josiah Taylor. 3-1 pitch is hit sharply out towards shortstop. Gavea on a hop, takes his time. Crow hops at the first and gets him by just about a half step. Josiah almost beats it out, but Gavea guns him down 6-3. 2 outs, and it'll bring up Christoph Swanson. The catcher out of Del Oro High School with a .222 average.
Christoph Swanson.
Does have 9 runs batted in, usually DHing. Now Drake Rossi with the broken collarbone, so Christoph behind the plate. He's caught back there before. That's hit sharply down to first base. Watkins snags it, gets up and trots over to the bag himself. Good play by Javon Watkins over there, and Swanson is retired. 1, 2, and 3. At the end of 2, it's the Pirates 2, the Beavers nothing.
back to baseball right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Top of the third from Beaver Field, 2-0 in favor of the Pirates. They'll send up Matt Cabero, Javon Watkins, and Kai Young here against Wyatt Winalski. A run in the first, a run in the second. The run in the first was unearned. The run in the second was earned, but it scored on a wild pitch. So just 2 hits given up by Winalski in the first 2 innings, but 4 walks and 2 wild pitches. As a bad omen, the throw from Christoph Swanson goes out into the outfield, but I tend to overlook things like that as we've got it back to the infield now, and Cabero comes to the plate. Max singled his first time, drove in a run, his 31st RBI of the season. Came in at .313 out of Pittman High in Turlock, California. The green Dodger hat just mocks me by coming back. The person, I don't even look at the person, I just see the hat. First pitch is outside for a ball. Wyatt Winalski is still searching for that first called strike today. Very elusive. 1-0 pitch on the way. Cabero fouls that out of play. 1-1. So I see that green Dodger hat, and I just think it's an affront to society. You know, I know I have to get, these kids today and stuff, but still. Some colors and logos don't go together. They just don't go together. 1 ball, 1 strike. Breaking ball in there, call strike 2. Yes! First batter, 3rd inning, we got a call strike. 1-2. Right hand hitting Cabero. Sharply up in the middle. It gets into center field, and second baseman and shortstop run into each other. Bryce Seidler and the pitcher run over to cover second, and Cole Talley, who's up here, is getting his cast off and getting ready to go out there. Hopefully Bello and Ochoa are okay, as that ball was getting up the middle. Both guys kind of making an effort at the end and then ran into each other. 3rd hit of the game for the Pirates, 2nd for Cabero, and everybody seems to be okay. And here's Javon Watkins. 316 for Watkins. He walked his first time up. Comes to us from Modesto Christian High School, located in, coincidentally, Modesto. Winalski out of San Juan High. The left-hander is a freshman. Here's the pitch. Watkins shows bunt, pulls it back. It's down low for a ball. 1-0 on Javon Watkins. Kai Young to follow. Watkins hitting in the number 5 spot for the Pirates today. 4 for 5 on Tuesday. A couple driven in, a couple scored. Winalski looks over at first to Cabero. Goes to the plate to Watkins. No bunt there. It's on the outside corner for a strike. 1-1 on Javon Watkins. Steps in, slightly open stance from the right side against the left-hander Winalski. Checks first. Looks like he might be poised to do something, and Winalski feels the same way, so he goes over to first to Bryce Seidler. No tag applied. Trying to keep him close over there. 1-1 on Watkins. We're in the top of the 3rd. 2-0 in favor of Modesto. Winalski checks first again. He's coming to the plate, though. Watkins takes outside for a ball. 2-1. Modesto trying to nail down for sure a guaranteed spot in the NorCal playoffs and get himself a favorable seeding if possible with a win today. 2-1 pitch coming up to Watkins. Line drive into center field for a base hit. Ott has it on a bounce. Almost was thrown to second for the force, but coming in comfortably is Cabero. So 2 singles to open the 3rd here. 4 hits now for the Pirates. That'll bring up Kai Young, who grounded out to short his first time up. Kai at .418 on the season, 15 runs batted in just 20 games.
Number 20, designated hitter Kai Young.
From Fresno, California, Fresno High School. And out of Lemoore, California. Young, a right-hand hitter, steps in against Winalski. Seidler coming in at first. Yuyama in front of the bag at third in case Young decides to sacrifice, and he is showing bunt right now, but I don't trust that. Winalski to the plate, and he takes a strike. Showed the bunt, pulled it back at the last minute, and the ball is in there for a strike. All kinds of call strikes coming up these days. And now Young behind in the count 0-1, checks the dugout for the coach to give signals. Luke Brown on deck. Young again showing an early bunt. And a balk is called on Wyatt Winalski. So I don't think the bunt is going to be on anymore. Did not see why the balk was called. But there was no doubt in the umpire's voice when he called it. Got to figure either he was moved, brought the glove together in the ball and moved, or maybe moved his leg while it was on the rubber. That's supposition right there. Here's the pitch. Young swings, and it's a high fly ball out right field. Josiah Taylor has a beat on it. Now he comes in, makes the catch. Everybody's tagging. The throw's going to go to third. It's cut off, and it's a sacrifice fly for Kai Young. Scoring is Cabrera. Going over to third is Watkins, so he is in scoring position still. And here's Luke Brown. They're going to appeal. Even if they don't think he left early, you got to appeal after they called you out on appeal. That's what you got to do. That's just baseball. So he is ruled safe. Everybody is ruled to have done things the way they're supposed to. And here comes Coach Jay to kind of say, and Stones McCoy acts like he has something to say, so let's make him say it.
Home plate umpire actually just gave Coach Jay a warning for challenging the whether that batter left too soon from third base in this inning.
But he's totally worth it. He's
and
totally
absolutely,
within his rights.
But after he called the save call, he pointed over to the dugout and just issued a warning. So one warning has been issued for Coach Jay on the ARC Beaver side.
So it's probably a frivolous appeal call. That's what he was warned for, because he's totally within his rights to appeal the guy leaving early, especially if you just caught a guy on our team doing that. I mean, that's the unwritten rules of baseball, which I have, by the way, a copy of those.
I thought you did.
I did.
I thought you did.
I've always talked about that. But there we go. So Coach Jay has been out twice already in the first 3 innings of the last game of the regular season. Here's Luke Brown. He got himself a base on balls and then was picked off back in the second inning. So he hasn't officially been up, but he's been very busy. Center fielder. Here's the pitch. Shows bunt. Bunts it down the first baseline. It's going to spin foul, though. Kind of a safety squeeze there. As if it would have stayed fair, it would have been a very successful one. But fortunately for the Beavers, it spun off into foul territory. 1 out, runner at third. 3-0 in favor of Modesto. And they've got another runner 90 feet away in Javon Watkins. Waukegan High School in Catholimet, Washington. That's where Luke Brown hails from. It takes him a long time to fill out forms and stuff. Here's the pitch. Outside for a ball. I mean, you just like Sacramento, California, Lincoln, Fairfield or something. That's very simple. Galt. Galt's a good Lodi is a fine one to run, but Catholimet, Washington, Waukegan High School is a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Breaking ball popped up out of play. Might land on top of us, and it doesn't. There you go. You can tell I'm trying to get my license renewed. I have to fill out a lot of forms. So that's what I think of when I see a guy with a lot of letters in his hometown. 1-2 now on Luke Brown. Left-hand hitting center fielder against the left-hander Wyatt Winalski. Popped up again, this time out of play. Probably won't land on top of us. And it is 1-2 still. Cam Mercurio, the catcher, is on deck. Luke Brown was leading off on Tuesday, batting the number 7 spot today. Hitting .310 on the season, has 22 runs batted in. Here's the 1-2 outside for a ball. Gets stopped by Swanson. keeps Watkins down at third and brings the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Top of the third, Modesto leads it 3-0. Logan Stout, the right-hander, on the mound for the Pirates today. Wyatt Winalski, the left-hander, for the Beavers. 2-2 count coming up, 2-2 pitch coming up to Luke Brown. Breaking ball's popped up right side. Bryce Seidler thinks he might have a chance at it, but I don't think he will, and he doesn't. It's about 10 feet on the right side of the fence, or wrong side of the fence, according to the Beavers, and it'll still be 2 balls and 2 strikes on Luke Brown. Pirates trying to set a record, I think, for foul balls hit through 3 innings. I mean, it's got to be 20 at least. 18, says Stones McCoy, who has his finger on the pulse of everything, really. 2-2. Watkins comes down from third. The 2-2 pitch is down low, breaking ball by Winalski. 3-2 on Luke Brown. Said Luke walked his first time up. Four walks so far from Winalski over the first 2 and 2/3 innings. 2 1/3 innings, excuse me. Winalski checks the runner at third. 3-2 pitch coming up to Luke Brown. Fly ball, short center field. Ott coming in, going out is Bello. Nobody looks like they're going to get it, and now Ott went for it, and the ball hits the ground. Look out. The throw comes to home, and he's safe. So Ott, I do not believe, made the catch. He was interfered with by, I think, the shortstop at the last moment. The ball hit the ground. Going to second is Luke Brown, and scoring is Watkins, who played it just like a sacrifice fly.
Number 2, the catcher Cameron Mercurio.
So 4 guys converged on it. No one caught it. It drops by Brown. He gets himself an RBI. Scoring is Watkins. I'll wait for the official scorer. You could call it an error. Nick Ochoa looks like ran next to Dominic Ott. So whenever you call it, he's still on the field. Brown is at second base, and Mercurio at the plate. Short right center field. Ott came all the way and looked like he had the play, but Ochoa at the last moment got into him, and the ball hit the ground. Watkins played it like a sacrifice fly. He scored. The throw came all the way into home. He scored, and Brown went down to second base. Bottom line, 4-0 now in favor of the Pirates, and still just 1 out here in the third. Mercurio takes high for a ball. It's 2-0 on Cameron Mercurio. Enoch's High School in Modesto, California, for the Pirates catcher. Carlos Vasquez, the number 9 hitter, on deck. Still just 1 out here in the third. That's in there for a strike. Nice pitch by Wyatt Winalski. Brings the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and 2 so far here in the third for the Pirates. In a game they need for postseason hopes. They are ahead 4-0. Winalski takes his time, the 2-1 pitch. High, ball 3. 3-1 on Mercurio. Cam walked his first time and scored in the second inning. Hitting at .238 on the season. Steps in with a 3-1 count. And Luke Brown out on second base. Winalski looks for the 3-1 delivery. Sharply hit, foul down the third base line, so that makes the count full at 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner at second base, 2 runs in, and a 4-0 score in favor of the Pirates from Modesto Junior College. Winalski comes set, checks the runner at second. Luke Brown got a big lead. Here's the pitch. Foul back, out of play. Again, Adding to that foul total, the Pirates, it's got to be way over 20 now.
24.
As Coach Jay's son runs it, running out of baseballs, running out of players, running out of baseballs, and the umpire gave one back. You don't usually see that. You don't see that. It didn't pass muster, so it will be thrown out of play, donated to probably an organization that uses baseball, some little league or something. 3-2. Ball 4 high. 6 walks now for Winalski, and here's Carlos Vasquez, who doubled his first time up, so he is 1 for 1. And a meeting at the mound with Winalski and the pitching coach. We're going to step away for a second. Top of the third, Pirates lead this one 4-0.
Stones Radio Networks, the home of Lincoln Potters Baseball, and now home to ARC Beavers Baseball. Find this and so much more on StonesRadioNetworks.com. Check out their YouTube channel and their Facebook channel, or shoot them an email at stonesradio@yahoo.com, or give them a call anytime, 916-367-4774. Thanks for listening.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Placer County's best-kept secret is back for another exciting summer at historic McBean Stadium. 33 action-packed home games loaded with fun for the whole family. Local beer, wine, and eats. Fireworks, giveaways, theme nights, kids zone, and more. Come join in the fun and enjoy small-town baseball with Major League Entertainment. Tickets on sale now at LincolnPotters.com.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
You're listening to Beavers Baseball right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Anthony O'Connor's the new pitcher for the Beavers, relieving Wyatt Winalski. It's Anthony's 17th appearance of the season. 1-2 is his record. He'll face Carlos Vasquez, the number 9 hitter for the Pirates, with runners at first and second. Luke Brown down at second over at first, Cam Mercurio, both via the walk. Vasquez with a double back in the second. O'Connor looks back at second, and no throw is made. Anthony is a 6-foot freshman out of Woodland, California, Woodland High School. In a tough situation here, just 1 out in the third, and his team trailing 4-0. That is inside for a ball on Vasquez. 1-0. Right-handing third baseman out of Tracy, California, Tracy High School. 263 coming in, has that double to his name, so probably up about 268. O'Connor comes with the 1-0. High fly ball right field going near the line. Josiah Taylor is on the run in foul territory. What a nice play by Josiah Taylor in right field. Guns the ball in. The throw goes down. They've got a runner in, run down, and they tag him out, going to second base. It's a double play from 9 to 3 to 4. So 2 runs, 3 hits, and 1 left. At the end of 2.5, it's Modesto 4, American River nothing.
Back on the call, here's Mark Phantom Low.
Bottom of the third, it'll be Nick Ochoa, Trevor Crockett, and Dominic Ott for the Beavers as they ended the top of the third with the double play. Josiah Taylor went from medium right field all the way to the foul territory, made that catch, threw it in behind the runner at first base who tagged and faked and then decided to go anyway. Got him in a rundown, tagged him out before the runner from third could score. So double play for the Beavers, and it's 4-0 against Logan Stout, who's gone through the first 2 innings with just 2 walks.
Leading off the innings for the Beavers, number
Here's Nick Ochoa.
the shortstop.
226 for Nick with 19 runs batted in. That's a total that leads the team on the season. He'll step in here, right-hander against right-hander. Out of Segerstrom High School in Santa Ana, California. First pitch from Logan Stout. Shows bunt, it's in the dirt for a ball, 1-0. Vasquez coming in after he saw him square around. 1 ball, no strikes on Nick Ochoa. Fouled at the plate by Nick. 1 ball and 1 strike. Folsom Lake College leads the Big 8 Conference. They're 19-4. San Joaquin Delta 18-5. Then Santa Rosa 13-10. Consumnes 13-11. Modesto 12-11. Sierra 11-11. Swing and a miss by Ochoa. Fouled it into the catcher's glove, 1-2. Then Sac City, Diablo Valley, and American River rounded out. But all 6 of those teams all 6 of those teams, hopefully for Big 8 Conference, getting into the postseason. They can all win out. Here's the pitch outside. 2-2. Folsom Lake and Sierra have a makeup game from early in the season. They're making that up tomorrow. Sierra's trying to get the win over, I believe they played Diablo Valley today. Fastball's high. Trying to get to 12-11 on the season. Want to get at least 500 in league play. The Big 8 Conference so strong that a 500 record in conference is very impressive to the committee that decides these things. Here's the 3-2. Ochoa lines it down the right field line, but it's foul. And he'll get another try at 3-2, opening up the bottom of the third here with Trevor Crockett, the DH, on deck, and then Dominic Ott. Logan Stout, the right-hander, delivers 3-2. Outside, ball 4. That's the 3rd walk of the game, so 9 total walks in this game so far. And that'll bring up Crockett. 173 for Trevor.
Now batting for the Beavers, number 5.
He comes to us from Del Campo High School, the freshman outfielder, doing the DHing today. Jones McCoy is excited because he once saw a game at Del Campo. It's his alma mater. Here's the pitch. Joe's bunts it very hard down the first baseline. Watson's going to go to second. Now he doesn't get it out of his glove, and nobody's covering first, and Trevor Crockett has himself what I like to call a bunt single. First hit of the game for the Beavers, he bunted it hard enough that Watkins decided to go to second, couldn't get it out of his glove, and by that time no one had covered first, and so Trevor just moseyed on in there with a base hit. 2 on and nobody out, and here is Dominic Ott, who walked in the first.
Now batting for the Beavers, number 16, center fielder Dominic Ott.
Number 16, Mr. Dominic Ott out of Wood Creek High School, batting at a .280 clip. 3 hits in the game on Tuesday. We said the American River with 28 hits their last 2 games, but unable to pull out the victory either Tuesday or yesterday. Yesterday, a heartbreaker 4-2. Tyler Quintanilla with another excellent performance on the mound. Here's Ott, right-hander against right-hander. Stout looks back at second. The pitch. Dominic hits it sharply out towards shortstop. Gavea over to second for 1, over to first, and that's a double play. Hit it sharply, but right at shortstop. Moving to third is Ochoa, but 2 outs now, and here's Blake Uyama. That went Gavea to Cabrero and over to Watkins, 6-4-3.
Third baseman
Blake Uyama flied to right, hit the ball sharply, but right at right fielder Trent Prokes back into first, so he is up here with the runner at third, and now 2 outs, and his team down 4-0. Uyama, a switch hitter, batting left-handed against the right-hander Logan Stout. Line drive, left field line, that is foul. 0-1 on Blake Uyama. .286 on the season, 1 home run, 17 batted in. He's missed several games right when we started doing it with injury. Just got him back about 6 or 7 games ago. 0-1 from the stretch, Logan Stout. Gets away from the catcher, coming in. Here comes the runner. He slides in. He's safe. He actually stayed up. I thought he was going to slide because it was a close play, but Ochoa scores on the wild pitch, makes it 4-1 in favor of the Pirates. Ochoa decided he was going to go ahead and go stand up because it looked like a close play. Mercurio was on that ball very quickly, getting it back to the pitcher, but Ochoa scores. It is now 4-1 in favor of Modesto, and Blake Uyama with a 1-ball, 1-strike count here in the bottom of the third. Trying to keep it alive, Alejandro Bello is on deck. Stout, of course, from the windup now, the 1-1 pitch. Hit sharply right at second base, picked up by Cabrera on a hop, over to first for the out. So 1 run, 1 hit, nobody left. At the end of 3, it's the Pirates 4 and the Beavers 1.
Listening to Beavers Baseball right here on Stones Radio Networks.
We move to the top of the 4th with the Pirates leading this one 4-1. Anthony Ocanis on the mound still for the Beavers. He'll face the top of the order, Alex Gavea, Brady Cardozo, and Trent Prokes. Gavea 0 for 2 today, reached on an error. He did score in the first and grounded out in the second. Comes in at 373. First pitch is right down the middle for a strike. 0-1 on Gavea from Manteca High, the Buffaloes. Carnes from the stretch. Left-hander from Woodland delivers. Foul down the right field line and out of play. 0-2 on Gavea. 5'9", 170, the freshman. One of the top hitters in the Big 8 Conference. Up here with an 0-2 count leading off the fourth. Fastball outside low, 1-2. Connors with a little bit of a waste pitch there. Now he's back up on the mound, ready to go. From the stretch, Gavea digs in. Wide open stance from the right side for Alex. Cardozo on deck, and O'Connor's ready to go 1-2. Line drive center field. Ott's coming in. Now he's going back. Reaches up and can't get it. It's over his head. Gavea's rounding first, heading for second. He's going to keep going to third. The throw's going to be cut off. Now they've got him between second and third. He falls down. They run him to third, and the tag is applied, and he is out. So another good job by Dominic Ott getting the ball in, hitting the cutoff man, and maybe not a great job by the coach. He should have maybe held Gavea up. Alex gets credit for a double, but he's thrown out from 8 to 6 to 5 at first base or third base. So there's one out, and that'll bring up Brady Cardoza. That ball was hit very well. Tough to get it over Dominic Ott's head in center field. He gave chase, pulled it down, and gunned it in there, and they got Gavea, who probably didn't help his cause by falling down between second and third, but he was trying to put the brakes on, couldn't do it. A lot of crazy outs on the bases so far in the first 3+ innings here. Here's the pitch on the way. Cardoza takes a strike on the outside corner. 6th hit of the game buried in there somewhere for the Pirates. Here's the 0-1 coming up. Breaking balls inside. They've had a guy thrown out trying to stretch a double into a triple. They've had a guy picked off at first base, and they had a guy thrown out trying to tag on a ball to right field as the backup runner, and he was gunned down at second base. And that's all happened in the first 3 innings, 3 1/3 to be precise. 1-1 on Cardoza at .292 on the season. Hit sharply to the right of second base, and it's into right center field for a base hit off the glove of Bello. That is a definite do or die by Alejandro, and Cardoza has himself a single. He is at first base with 1 out, and Trent Probst coming to the plate. Trent has grounded to second and grounded to second. So I sense a pattern here. He is 0 for 2, came in at .286. Does have a home run, does have 24 runs batted in on the season. Left-hand hitting right fielder against the left-hander O'Connor. 2 hits so far in the inning. 1 base runner, 1 out for the Pirates. O'Connor to the plate. It is in the dirt for a ball. Snagged by Swanson. 1 ball and no strikes on Trent Probst. Matt Cabero on deck. Trent hitting in the 3rd spot in the order today. Had a 1-for-4 day with an RBI on Tuesday here at Beaver Field in a 12-7 win. Here's O'Connor to the plate. Hit sharply right at Bryce Seiler. He's going to go to second for 1 and slipped. Throws it, gets him at second, then throw back to first is going to be too late. Seiler had the right idea. We have a interference call at second base. He did not slide, so he is called out, and the strangeness just keeps coming. The double play, we'll call it 3-6-3 at the end of 3 1/2. Pirates 4, Beavers 1.
Now back to Beavers baseball on Stones Radio Networks.
Bottom of the fourth, one of the stranger games so far. Stones McCoy, jump on a mic here with me. Bottom of the fourth. It's 4-1 in favor of the Pirates.
Yes, sir.
Stones, we've done a lot of games the last 5 summers or 4 summers for the Lincoln Potters, and please check us out at LincolnPotters.com. This game has had as much craziness as I've seen in a lot of games.
Well,
We've had 2 interference calls, leaving early, three guys thrown out on the bases, nuts stuff.
Just in this last inning, we've seen more nuts stuff than I think I've seen in an entire summer.
Bello looks like it might have been hit by a pitch, but he just moves back. It is 1-0. Yeah, it's great. We've had guys thrown out at second, run out trying to run to third, thrown out called out trying to score on interference, and then we just had a double obstruction call and a double play, or interference call and a double play.
On a very weird, giving a warning over to the bench for the Beavers for really just asking a normal, did he leave early?
Yes, absolutely. I forgot about that. Ball 2-1 on Bello. Thank you, Stones McCoy, we'll check in about the 6th inning on the weirdness quotient, so keep track of the weirdness, please. 2-1, here's the pitch. Line drive right center field and hit very well, moving over his Prokes. He looks like he's going to have a beat on it. Oh, barely does the snow cone thing and makes the catch. He located it pretty well, was fighting sun out there, and then caught it. It almost popped out of his glove. Bello hit it very hard, but he is retired on a fly out to right field, and that'll bring up Bryce Seidler. Umpire, as Stones was telling us, umpire now talking. I think that's Coach Jay again. They're still talking. I got to think that goes back all the way to the first inning or second inning when there was the appeal. Dominic Ott was called out in the bottom of the first for leaving third too early. Then there was a similar play in the top of the second. Coach Jay called for the appeal. The appeal was denied. He said he was safe, but then the umpire warned him about making the appeal, which is kind of strange. And now they are talking, and my partners up here, Cole and the Bird and the PA guys who I don't know, they're all weighing in on the controversy. So 1 out here in the fourth.
For the Beavers, number 21, first baseman Bryce Seidler.
Stones is mad because he's got, obviously, reservations Friday. It's early bird at the hometown buffet, and he's got to be there by 5:15 or he loses his reservation. That throw is behind Seidler at the plate, so it's 1 ball and no strikes. Now that doesn't, threw behind a guy, nobody gets upset about that because there's so much else going on in this game to get upset about. Nobody cares about throwing it behind a guy, which I'm not saying he did on purpose. He obviously didn't, but still. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Grounded third base, over the third baseman's head, but foul. Clearly a foul ball, but any self-respecting fan would yell at the umpire for that call. I can't because I'm up here. 1-1 on Bryce Seidler, who thought he had himself a sacrifice fly and a line drive to center field in the first, but Dominic Ott was called out for leaving too early, so Bryce 0 for 1. Came in at .296 on the season. Here's the 1-1 from Stout. That is in the dirt outside. 2-1 on Bryce Seidler from Oakmont High School, the sophomore. Coach Jay talking about him in the Coach Jay show on Tuesday. We needed pitchers when Bryce got here, so Bryce was a pitcher. Now he needs a first baseman, and Bryce is a first baseman. Here's the 2-1. Hit well to left field. Going back is Cardoza, still going back, and he reaches up, can't get it. It's down, and Seidler's going to have himself a double. And all I could think about as he was going back is Cardoza went back to look at his own outline on the fence where he hit it on Tuesday when he ran into the fence. So that had to be a tough thing mentally, but Seidler with the big double to left field. He has really jumped on the ball late in the season, getting that average up near 300. And that'll bring up Michael Grijalva, second hit of the game for the Beavers. But the first one was a bunt that was kind of misplayed, so that one felt kind of good for American River. And Grijalva comes at the plate. Michael popped to the first baseman his first time up. Seidler at second, 1 out. Grijalva takes down low for a ball. You just think crazy things can happen in this game. As a Hornet the size of Toyota Corolla that I had in college comes by, flies on by, kind of waves to us. Here's the 1-0 on Grijalva. Michael hits it sharply down the third. What a play on there, and then bobbled by Vasquez, and he is safe. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Vasquez with a great play, knocked it down, double clutch, threw it to first. Grijalva looked like he'd clearly beat it, and the umpire calls him out at first. And I think Coach Jay might be short for this game as he went on the field and has, by rights, every right to do so because it looked like he clearly was safe at first base. Fantastic play at third by Vasquez as it dove to his right and knocked it down, but couldn't get out of his glove. Grijalva didn't give up on it and was called out at first base. So Coach Jay is very upset, and this is Stones McCoy again. I must ask you to weigh in on the weirdness factor. You're my weirdness cop.
Yeah,
it's just a call I think was missed by the umpire.
I believe he just missed it because of the trip as he hit the bag. So the runner tripped forward and as he hit the bag, and I think that kind of maybe took the eyes or the perspective off of the first base or umpire at that point in time. He missed this call, and Coach Jay has every right to be upset about
and
it.
Now the home plate umpire, who's the one he's had the grudge with before, is going to go out and join it. And Coach Jay, really not much you could say other than you just missed the call. What is your problem? And Grijalva is retired. And ultimately a great play by Vasquez. And here comes Josiah Taylor to the plate. Josiah grounded out to shortstop his first time up.
Now batting for the Beavers, number 13.
And now here comes Coach Jay. Coach Jay's asking for a replay in the booth, and I don't think we can do that. We could actually do that. Stones could do it. If they want to wait for him to call it up, we could definitely let the ump know what happened. But we are sadly not going to be called out for that. And here is Josiah Taylor with Seidler still at third base. Or still at second base, excuse me. Josiah takes in the dirt for a ball. Well, I got the new glasses this year, so I could have told last year that he was safe at first. That's, I'm just saying that. Here's the 1-0 coming up to Josiah Taylor from El Verde, California. Look back at second. Here's the pitch. Fastball's outside for a ball. 2-0. On Josiah, who is 0 for 1 today. 220 on the season, has 3 home runs, has driven in 18 runs for the Beavers this year. We are in the bottom of the fourth. It's a 4-1 game, Modesto. Swing and a foul at the plate by Josiah Taylor. 2 outs for the Beavers, and Seidler, who doubled, is out at second base. Two-one coming up to Josiah. Here it is. It's outside. Nice block by Mercurio. 3 balls and 1 strike. Logan Stout, the right-hander out of Lodi, California. Here's the 3-1. It is ball 4. I think that's the 10th walk by both clubs. First and second with 2 outs, and that brings up Christoph Swanson, who grounded out sharply to first base his first time. We're going to have a meeting at the mound, and we're going to just take a step back, take a break. Bottom of the fourth, Pirates lead this one 4-1.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Placer County's best-kept secret is back for another exciting summer at historic McBean Stadium. 33 action-packed home games loaded with fun for the whole family. Local beer, wine, and eats. Fireworks, giveaways, theme nights, kids zone, and more. Come join in the fun and enjoy small-town baseball with Major League Entertainment. Tickets on sale now at LincolnPotters.com.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Stones Radio Networks, the home of Lincoln Potters Baseball, and now home to ARC Beavers Baseball. Find this and so much more on StonesRadioNetworks.com. Check out their YouTube channel and their Facebook channel, or shoot them an email at stonesradio@yahoo.com, or give them a call anytime, 916-367-4774. Thanks for listening. Now back to the booth right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Ready to go with Christoph Swanson at the plate. 223 on the season. Grounded out, as we said, sharply to first his first time up. Up here with 2 on and 2 out in the fourth. First pitch, he hits it sharply right back, up the middle, base hit. Rounding third is Seidler. He will score easily. The throw's going to go to third. He slides in. He is safe at third. That is Josiah Taylor over there. So coming through, Christoph Swanson with an RBI single makes it 4-2. And Josiah Taylor really scampered to get over to third ahead of that throw. First and third, 4-2. And here's Nick Ochoa, who got a walk his first time up. Christoph doesn't waste time. It's 2 times up. He's swung the first pitch both times, hit sharp grounders. That one found a hole. Activity in the bullpen for the Pirates. We'll get the Stones Radio Network's binoculars on that one and figure it out for you. But right now it's Nick Ochoa with runners at first and third. Here's the pitch. Outside for a ball. Looks like Jordan Smith out of Ukiah, California, warming up. I believe he pitched also on Tuesday. 1-0 on Ochoa. Nick waits. Here's the pitch. Sharply right at second. Big bounce over the second baseman's head. Base hit. Scoring is Taylor. Going to third is Swanson. The tag is going to be applied. He is called out at third base. An RBI single by Ochoa. Scoring is Taylor, and Swanson is thrown out 9-5. So 2 runs on 3 hits and 1 left. At the end of 4, it's the Pirates 4 and the Beavers 3.
Coming up, more Beavers baseball right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Top of the 5th, Pirates lead at 4-3. I'm telling you, if you're watching this game right now on the Stones Radio Network's platforms, call friends and tell them to join in, because this is a crazy baseball game. Usually you don't see one guy thrown out on the bases in a game, maybe one. I think we've had 5 or 6 already thrown out. We've had 2 interference calls or 2 appeal calls. We had an appeal call that resulted in a warning. We've had Coach Jay go on the field at least 3 times to protest calls, which were so bad the umpire didn't even warn him for going on the field, and we are in the top of the 5th inning. So you want to call the friends and neighbors and have them gather around to watch this one. It's crazy. Matt Cabero, Javon Watkins, Kai Young, the first 3 hitters for the Pirates. In the top of the 5th, Anthony O'Connor on. First pitch is on the inside corner for a strike. 0-1 on Cabero, who's 2 for 2 today, and it's scored a run driven in one. Came in at .313. The RBI his 31st of the season. Mac out of Pittman High in Turlock. Here's the 0-1. Line drive left field. That'll get down in front of Grijalva for a base hit. So 3 hits for Cabero today. Unofficially the 8th hit so far for the Pirates, who have been out hitting this series 28-12 before today. And here's Javon Watkins, the first baseman. Base on balls in the first for Watkins, and he singled in the third. So he is 1 for 1. 5 for 6 in the 2 games at Beaver Field this week. Javon at .316 coming in today. 3 home runs and 17 driven in. Cabero with a good lead over at first base. O'Connor checks him over there, goes over there, and he is back easily. We also had a balk. I forgot about the balk we had. So, yeah, just chalk that one up, too. Watkins at the plate. slightly open stance from the right side for the first baseman out of Modesto, Christian. Here's the pitch. It is outside and low for a ball. John listed at 6 foot and 190. Looks bigger than that. As he steps in ahead in the count, 1-0. Top of the fifth, 4-3 Pirates. Arcanis to the plate. Watkins takes down low, gets away, picked up by Swanson, throws it to second, and it's going to be just a little late. Might have hit the runner as Cabrera is safe in at second base. Moving himself into scoring position, and 2-0 count on Watkins now. Christoph Swanson picked that one up and knew he had to hurry it, and ball had a little bit of a tail on it, and it hit Cabrera. But he was not able to advance as it rolled over toward shortstop. 2-0. In the dirt again, 3-0 on Watkins. Takes a look at his, again, the only coach I've ever seen that gives the signals to the batter from the dugout. Usually you'll see him relayed to the base coach, or the base coach will just give him himself, but not in this instance. 3-0. Watkins waiting. See if he's got the green light. Here's the pitch. It is in there for a strike, so obviously he did not. 3-1. Kai Young, the designated hitter, on deck. Picked up his 16th run batted into the season with a sacrifice fly. Back in the third. 3-1 to Watkins upcoming. O'Connor set, looks back at Cabrera. Here's the pitch. Grounded foul down the third base line, so that fills the count up at 3-2. We thank you for joining us today on the Stones Radio Networks. Had a lot of views for the last game on Tuesday. And if that's due to Modesto people, we salute you. And we thank you very much. We do it for the home team is why we do these things, for the families, for the friends, for the fans. But we bring the visiting team in as well. Sure, absolutely. 3-2 pitch coming up to Watkins. Line drive foul down the left field line. I think that's basically where the Beavers bullpen would be if I've ever seen the Beavers bullpen. But there's a lot of, the batting cages. Okay, very good. There's just a lot of structures down there. Looks like downtown. It's always under construction. There's always stuff going on. There's poles sticking every which way. 3-2 on Watkins. Cabrera out at second base with a fine lead. Bello kind of keeping him close. He can play there with the right hand hitting Watkins at the plate. Here's the 3-2. Down to dirt ball 4. Nice block by Swanson. But Watkins with the base on balls. The 7th received or issued by Beavers pitchers today. First and second, still nobody out. Kai Young coming to the plate. Kai playing in just his 21st game, has 16 runs batted in now and a .418 average coming in. Grounded to short in the first, but hit the sacrifice fly to right in the third. Up here with 2 on, nobody out. Showing bunt. Fresno High in Fresno, California for Kai Young. Seidler very close to the plate at first. Here's the pitch. He shows bunt, doesn't bunt, lines it inside third base. Fair ball down the third base line. Cabrera's going to score. Watkins trying to get to third. The throw's coming in. He slides. He is safe. It's an RBI double for Kai Young and a 5-3 score for the Pirates. Second run batted in for Young today. Cabrera scoring. Watkins at third. Just a line drive between Blake Uyama and the bag. Hit sharply. Blake with the dive couldn't get there. Grijalva ran it down quickly out in left field to have a chance at Watkins at third, but he is not able to get him. And Young, of course, going to second. So second and third. 5-3 now in favor of the Pirates. 9th hit of the game for the Pirates. And here's Luke Brown, who has walked twice. Here's the pitch on the way by O'Connor. It is high for a ball, left-hander against left-hander. Luke Brown, the center fielder. 3-10 coming in. O'Connor checking on third. Runners at second and third. The pitch. Brown takes a breaking ball on the inside corner. Good-looking pitch. 1-1 on Luke Brown. O'Connor checks the runners. 1-1 pitch. Brown swings and misses. Inside pitch. Fouled it into the catcher's glove. 1-2 on Luke Brown. Cam Mercurio, the catcher, on deck. Still nobody out here in the fifth inning. 5-3 in favor of Modesto. They have Kai Young at second and Javon Watkins over at third. And a 1-2 count on Luke Brown as Swanson sets up on the outside corner of the pitch. Breaking ball's lined into left center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Scoring easily is Watkins. Here comes Young. He'll score as well. And that will make it 7-3 as a two-run single by Luke Brown. Watkins scores and Young scores. So now 7-3 in favor of the Pirates. Still nobody out here in the fifth. And Cam Mercurio coming to the plate, who has walked twice today. Mercurio, right-handed hitting catcher, hitting at .238 coming in. He's got Brown down at first base. Connors goes over to first base, and Brown's back standing up. Brown at first, nobody out in the fifth. 7-3 in favor of the Pirates. Mercurio shows bunt, but the ball sails high, so he lets it go. 1-0 on Cam Mercurio. Carlos Vasquez, the number 9 hitter on deck for the Pirates. 1 for 2 on the day. Mercurio showing bunt again before the pitch is delivered by O'Connor. Anthony stretches, looks over at Brown at first, who's got a pretty good lead over there. Comes to the plate. The ball is high for a ball. Mercurio pulls the bat back. He is ahead 2-0 on the count. Showing bunt is Mercurio, 2-0. That's in there for a strike. Pulled the bat back that time, but it was right down the middle, so it's 2-1. Seidler coming in from first base. Here's the pitch, 2-1. No bunt, it's in the ground. And the dirt goes back to the backstop. So going down to second is Brown on the wild pitch. Mercurio now 3 balls and 1 strike. Nothing that Swanson could do on that one. Hit the ground before the plate on the inside corner, went all the way back to the backstop. And Mercurio now ahead in the count 3-1, still showing bunt. O'Connor looks back now at Brown at second. Here's the pitch. He bunts it out in front of the plate. A beautiful bunt picked up by the catcher, but there's no one covering, and the throw's going to go down the right field line. Run will score, and going to second is Mercurio. He may try for third, having trouble picking the ball up out in right field, and he will end up at third, and it is now 8-3 in favor of Modesto. So it's going to be a single for Mercurio, an error on the throw by the catcher, and he goes all the way over to third. Brown scores. 4 runs across in the inning. And here's Carlos Vasquez. Swanson picked it up. By the time he did, Bello was trying to get over to first base in time, but just wasn't going to get there. I think maybe Swanson held up, tried to stop the throw as he was in the middle of the throw, and it went over the second baseman's head out into right field. And Mercurio just kept on going, ended up at third base. 4 runs are in the inning, and Vasquez, who doubled in the second and fly to right in the third, is at the plate. Infield in, but he is hit in the back area by a breaking ball, so Vasquez will go down to first base. So that's, I believe, 7 walks and a hit batter by the Beavers pitchers today. First and third, it brings up the top of the order, Alex Cavea, who's going to check out the coach in the dugout giving signals before he comes up to the plate, the right-hand hitting shortstop.
Alex Gavea.
Gavea digs in. He is reached under an air, grounded to third, and doubled. That double, he was thrown out trying to stretch to a triple, but he does have a 1 for 3. Still nobody out here. That's in the dirt. Nice block by Swanson. Saved 90 feet, saved probably a run and advancement at first. We're going to have a pitching, at least at a conference at the mound as our pitching coach goes out. We're going to take a break. We are in the top of the 5th right now. It is Modesto leading this one 8-3.
Back on the call, here's Mark Phantom Low.
And we're done with our meeting. We're coming back with Alex Gavea, a 1-0 count. Over at third base is Cam Mercurio. At first is Carlos Vasquez. Nobody out here in the top of the 5th. The Pirates 8, the Beavers 3. Left-hander Anthony Ocanes out of Woodland on the mound. Comes to the plate. Gavea Swington hits it up in the air to center field. Ott's going back, still going back, looks up, and that's over his head again. Bouncing up against the fence. 1 run scores. Here comes the second run around to score. It's going to be a 2-run double by Alex Gavea, and it is now a 10-3 score in favor of the Pirates. For Gavea, RBIs number 35 and 36. And the Pirates have put up 6 runs here in the top of the 5th. They lead it 10-3, and they'll bring up Brady Cardozo. So 2 straight doubles by Gavea to basically the same part of the field, just over the head of Ott in center. And going up against the fence, the first one he's thrown out trying to get to third, but this one he is content with staying at second and with the 2 RBIs. Brady Cardozo has lined to first. He has walked and he has singled, so he is 1 for 2 today. Inside for a ball. 1-0 on Cardozo. Steps in at 292 before today's action. 21 runs batted in. Right-handed hitting left fielder. Outside for a ball. 2-0 on Brady. Wyatt Winalski started, and Anthony Ocanes came on in the 3rd inning. Worked. Now we are in the 5th inning. Still nobody out. And a 10-3 Modesto score. Gavea out at second base. Sharply up the middle and into center field for a base hit. Gavea is going to round third. Ott picks it up. The throw is coming to the plate on a hop. The tag is applied. He is safe at home. An excellent throw by Dominic Ott, but Gavea with a head-first slide just gets underneath the throw. So an RBI single for Cardozo, who stays over at first base.
Number 8, right fielder Trent Brooks.
7 runs across the plate for the Pirates. Excellent throw by Dominic Ott, just a little behind to get Gavea at the plate as he went, as we said, head first, which always a dicey move at home plate, but he is in there. And Cardozo now at first. And Trent Prokes, the hitter. He is grounded to second twice and hit into a double play 3-6-3. So Trent 0 for 3 today. That is in the dirt for a ball, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes on Trent Prokes. Prokes at 286 coming in with 24 runs batted in. That is in there for a call strike. 1-1 on Trent Prokes. Matt Cabrera, who started this whole thing with a single a long time ago, is on deck. As the Pirates have batted around here in the 5th, still nobody out. In the dirt, nice block by Swanson again. 2-1 on Trent Prokes. Out of Modesto High School in Modesto, California. Leading at first is Cardozo. There's the pitch swung on and missed. Evens the count at 2-2, so Cardozo at first. And a 2-2 count on Trent Prokes here in the top of the 5th. Here's the 2-2 on the way. Prokes takes call, strike 3. So 1 out, and that brings up Matt Cabrera, who's had a pretty good day so far. 3 at-bats, 3 singles. Has an RBI, has scored twice. 313 coming in. Picked up RBI number 31 today. He's up here with Cardozo over at first and now 1 out. Pretty good lead over at first base by Cardozo. O'Connor's to the plate, though. Outside for a ball. 1-0. One ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch on the way. Fouled out of play to our right. So Cabrera now with a 1-1 count. Singled in a run in the first, then singled and scored in the third, and singled and scored in this inning, which is the 5th. Led off 2 innings with singles, scored both times. It's got a 1-1 count now, a runner at first and 1 out. Outside for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. 6 runs across the plate for the Pirates here in the top of the 5th. They lead at 10-3 in a game they need for guaranteeing their place in the postseason, the NorCal playoffs. High fly ball right field. Josiah Taylor came in. Now he's got to go back. He's got it, reaches up, and collects it, throws it back in to the infield. Holding at first is Cardozo. So a fly out by Cabrera. 2 away now, and that'll bring up Javon Watkins, who's walked, singled, and walked. He's scored twice in this game, has Javon. Out of Modesto Christian High, the right-hand hitting first baseman. 316 coming into play today. 3 home runs, 17 batted in. Kai Young, the DH, is on deck. 2 outs now here in the 5th. There goes the runner. The pitch is popped up right field, short right field. Giving chase is Josiah Taylor. He's not going to get there, but it's going to fall in foul territory. As if Josiah can't get to it, it's going to have to be foul because he gets to pretty much everything. Bryce Seidler made a pretty good effort coming back from first base, going all the way down the line, but he was not close to it. So it's 0-1 on Javon Watkins. Everybody resets. Watkins steps back in, ready to go. Anthony O'Connor gets set, looks at first. Here's the pitch. Outside and high for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike on Watkins. Trevor Crockett will lead it off for the Beavers when they finally reach the plate in the bottom of the 5th. But for now, it's Javon Watkins with 2 outs and 1 on in the top of the 5th. O'Connor checks the runner. Here's the pitch. It is high again.
Go, Javon.
2 balls, 1 strike on Watkins. Final game of the season here at Beaver Field. Coach Jay just wants next year to start with all healthy players, is all he's hoping for. Here's the runner going again, and that one's inside, 3-1. Cardoza's down at second base. 3 balls and 1 strike. I think we had more players up here in the booth today than we've had on the field. That's where all the healthy ones, or the unhealthy ones, are heading, right up to the booth to visit with Cole and Bird. You know, check out what those guys are doing. I can understand that. It's been a party up here all day long. 3-1 on Watkins. Chopped foul in front of the plate, so 3 balls, 2 strike count on Javon Watkins. Anthony O'Connor, the second pitcher for the Beavers. Wyatt Winalski started. So far it's been all Logan Stout for Modesto. He's gone 4 innings, given up 4 hits and 3 runs. Trying to get his 3rd win of the season and put the Pirates squarely in the postseason. NorCal playoffs start next week. Big 8 Conference should be represented by at least 5 and possibly 6 teams. There's only 6 at-large berths, and the Big 8 hoping to get 4 of them. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. 6 runs, 6 hits, 1 left at the end of 4 1/2. It's Modesto 10, American River 3.
Welcome back to Beavers Baseball right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Sorry if I'm a little late, trying to dissuade Stones McCoy from some destructive behavior. And it looks like he's, oh no, he's not going to, well, no, keep those windows closed, people. Come on. Oh, man, it's the last game of the season. Trevor Crockett, top of the order, Dominic Ott, and then Blake Uyama for the Beavers. Trevor Crockett with the old bunt single his first time up. So he is 1 for 1, the freshman out of Del Campo High, home of Stones McCoy. Pitch is in there for a called strike, which is more impressive than it sounds. 0-1 on Crockett. Batting in the number 9 spot. Here's the pitch. It's outside for a ball. 1-1. Stout working from the stretch now. Here's the pitch. chopped up past Stout. He nabs it and throws it over to first and barely gets Trevor Crockett on a very strange-looking play all around. And Crockett is retired 1-3. Momentarily thrown off because Stout has been going from the windup for the entire game, and now he's going from the stretch.
Now batting for the Beavers, number 16.
And then Crockett hit a grounder that I thought was getting by him, and it stopped in time, just was frozen in time, and Stout threw him out. Here's Dominic Ott, hit into a double play and walk, so Dominic is 0 for 1 today. Hitting in the leadoff spot for American River. Chopper up the middle, that's going to get into center field, 4-base hit. So Ott took that one and drove it right back up the middle. 5th hit for the Beavers, first for Dominic today. And here's Blake Uyama, who's flied to right and grounded to second, and both of them very sharply hit. So he's looking to find an opening here. Except that
Now batting for the Beavers, number 4, third baseman Blake.
switch hitting in third baseman. And don't have to waste time looking for any pinch hitters today because we don't have any other players. Looks like Colin Gunn is warming up in the bullpen for the Pirates. He was in the game on Tuesday as well. A couple of left-handers. He and Jordan Smith have been heating up in the bullpen. Right now, though, it's Logan Stout's game. Uyama takes outside for a ball. Trying to get Logan through 5 innings so he can get the dub. But the Beavers said, no, we're coming back. It's a crazy day. It's the last regular season game. We are coming back. Dominic Ott leads at first. Uyama hits it sharply right at Gavea at shortstop, bobbles it over to second for 1, and he's going to hold on to it as sliding in was Dominic Ott. So a fielder's choice by Blake Uyama. He is going to first. He hit it sharply again, but right at the shortstop. And that'll bring up Alejandro Bello, who has walked and flied to right. He hit the ball well on the fly out to right, so he is 0 for 1 at 303 on the season, Alejandro. Wants to get a base knock today, keep that average up there. Uyama at first, 2 outs now. Bello pops it up out of play. Someone said got room, and it is, yeah, got room. It's 40 yards foul into the picnic area. So, yeah, it has room, but not to catch it. 0-1 on Bello, the sophomore out of Vanden High. Uyama leads at first. 0-1 is in the dirt. Uyama's going. The throw to second is in time, and the tag is applied, and Uyama is out. So he is retired 2-4. That is the end of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left. At the end of 5, it's the Pirates 10, the Beavers 3.
Coming up, more Beavers baseball right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Kyle Ablog, the new pitcher for the Beavers, the right-hander out of Casa Robles, 6-foot freshman. He'll come in here to face Kai Young, then Luke Brown and Cam Mercurio. 6, 7, and 8 for the Pirates. They lead at 10-3. We are in the top of the 6th finally. And Ablog taking his warm-up tosses. Winalski started, went 2 1/3. Then O'Connor came in, went 2 2/3 to get us to this point. And Ablog Finishing up his tosses. And there we go. Swanson throws it down. We're ready to go. And here comes Kai Young, who has grounded to short, who has hit a sacrifice fly and has a double.
Modesto Junior College, number 20, designated hitter Kai Young.
Here's Kai Young. Kai had 418 coming in. And as we said, 1 for 2 today with 2 runs batted in, giving him 17 for the season. Foul ball on a check swing by Kai Young. 0-1. On Kai Young. Out block from the stretch. Here is the 0-1 pitch. High in the air, right field. Foul territory, probably. Josiah Taylor giving it the run, giving it the slide, and couldn't get to it. He's going to go after everything. We know that, but that one too far out of his reach. Out by the bullpen for the Pirates, and 0-2 now on Kai Young. Luke Brown to follow, then Cam Mercurio. Oh, and 2 on Young. Avlog from the stretch. Kyle looks in, gets the sign. He's ready to go. High for a ball. Almost offered at it. Didn't quite. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Young. From Fresno, California. One, 2 coming up from Kyle Avlog. Top of the 6th. Just getting started in the top of the 6th. That's in the dirt. 2-2. Two. Line drive right center field. It's going to get down in front of Dominic Ott for a base hit. Young continues his impressive hitting with a second hit of the day.
Number 9, center fielder Luke Brown.
Here's Luke Brown, who has walked twice and singled. Has a couple runs batted in today, the center fielder. Came in at 310, got that RBI total up to 24. And he's up here with Kai Young at first base and nobody out in the 6th. Oblog delivers inside for a ball. Leading off at first is Kai Young. 1-0 pitch coming up to Luke Brown. That's in there for a strike. 1-1 to Luke Brown. Cam Mercurio, the catcher, on deck. "13 hits for the Pirates today, compiling their 10 runs. Fastball's outside, so it's 2-1 on Luke Brown. Look over at first by Oblong. The pitch. Check swing. Did he go? I thought he clearly did, but nobody agrees with me, so it's 3-1. I was the minority opinion there. Unfortunately, the only 2 people that disagreed with me, both wearing uniforms as umpires. So it is 3-1 on Luke Brown. Open stance from the left side against the right-hander Kyle Oblong. Popped up out of play behind us. Hopefully it doesn't hit on top of our roof. It doesn't. 3-2 on Kyle. Luke Brown listed at 6'1". He's a freshman out of Washington. 3-2. Fastball just misses, ball 4. So Brown down to first. Moving over to second is Kai Young. That'll bring up Cam Mercurio, who has walked twice and singled, so he is 1 for 1. Right-handed catcher came in at 238. Has a run scored today. Settling in is Mercurio, right-handed catcher against the right-hander Ablong. Kyle, the third pitcher for the Beavers here today. Bryce Sider's thinking there might be a sacrifice. Here's the pitch on the way. Breaking ball, nice block by Swanson. That is a ball, 1-0. "12-7 on Tuesday, the Pirates pulled it out. Then yesterday, Beavers wasted a pitching performance by Tyler Quintanilla. Gave up only 3 hits, but they lost it 4-2. 1-0 pitch. That's in there for a strike. 1-1. Kyle Ablog, a freshman out of Casa Roble. They're the Rams, by the way, in case anyone was wondering. I do like that name. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here it is. That looked good, but it's outside for a ball. 2-1 on Mercurio, who went to Enochs High School in Modesto. I do not know their mascot. I'm going to guess it's not the Bull, it's the Trojans. Okay. So neither one of us are even close. And it's Guess Your Mascot here on Stones Radio Networks. Snapping Turtles would be awesome. Here's the 2-1. Line drive right field. Josiah Taylor coming in. He's going to have a beat on it. He makes the catch. Nobody's going to advance. So a line out by Mercurio is the first out of the inning, and that will bring up the number 9 hitter, Carlos Vasquez, the third baseman, who has doubled, flied out, and been hit by a pitch. So Carlos is 1 for 2. He's up here with Young at second, Brown at first, and a 10-3 score. 263 for Carlos Vasquez, 21 runs batted in. Had 2 of those on Tuesday in the 12-7 win. Ablog stretches, checks second to pitch. It is in there for a call strike. 0-1 on Carlos Vasquez. He comes to us out of Tracy, California, Tracy High School. Right-handed hitter with the open stance against the right-hander Ablog. That is high for a ball. 1-1. Modesto looking to finish the season at 24-13 overall and 13-11 in conference play and get their spot in the NorCal playoffs. 1-1 pitch. Chopped down to third. Uyama has it, steps on the bag for 1, grounds it across the diamond and scooped up by Seidler, but he can't pick it up. And the runner is safe at first base. Uyama gets the force. Fielder's choice. Vasquez reaches first. Going down to second is Brown, and Kai Young is retired. At third, there's 2 outs now, and that will bring up the top of the order, Alex Gavea. So Uyama had it, stepped on third easily, kind of threw it a little bit too easily over to first, and Seidler could not scoop it up over there. Runners at first and second are now Vasquez and Brown. And here's Gavea, who has doubled twice, reached on an error, and grounded out. So he is 2 for 4. Trying to pick up that average. It was at 373 coming in. Last 2 times he's hit line drives over the center fielder Dominic Ott's head. Here's Ablog's pitch. in the dirt. Good block by Swanson. Saved 90 feet right there. 1-0. Swanson has been saving 90 feet a lot today. Catching because Drake Rossi is on the injured list along with most of the Beavers. Swanson has done the catching, but he's also done a lot of DHing this season. 1-0 coming up from Mount Block. Line drive, Seidler has it out of the air for the out. So, no runs, 1 hit, 1 left. At the end of 5.5, it's the Pirates leading this one 10-3.
You're listening to Beavers Baseball right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Making our way to the bottom of the 6th with a 10-3 score in favor of the Pirates. Alejandro Bello, then Bryce Seidler, and Michael Grijalva, the first 3 hitters against Logan Stout. The right-hander's given up 5 hits and 3 runs to the Beavers here today, trying to get his 3rd win of the season. Bello has walked and flied to right. He was at the plate when Blake Uyama was thrown out trying to steal in the 5th. So Alejandro will lead things off. Ground ball sharply down to third, scooped up down there by Vasquez across the diamond for the out. So 1 pitch, 1 out. And here's Bryce Seidler, who has flied to center and doubled. So Bryce is 1 for 2. Thought he was 1 for 1 because it was a sac fly in the first, but Dominic Ott was called out for leaving too soon on appeal, or called out on appeal for leaving too soon. And that started the craziness here at Beaver Field here today, which, if you've been following along the whole time, good luck figuring it out. And here's Seidler. Fastball right down the middle for a strike. Bryce flirting with that 300 mark for the season, as he's had a bunch of hits coming up here in the last week or two. 4 of them were on Tuesday. Line drive at shortstop, and Gavea has it. Kind of stopped in time, and he was retired. 2 outs, and that will bring up Michael Grijalva, who has popped to first and grounded to third. Although the ground ball to third, we all thought he was safe at first, and that caused a little brouhaha on the field. Two outs, and here's Grijalva. Outside for a ball, 1-0 on Michael. Tries to get something going, Josiah Taylor to follow. 10-3, we're in the 6th. Taylor takes outside for a ball, 2-0. Logan Stout, the right-hander from Lodi, California, on the mound for Modesto. Logan just a freshman. Grijalva takes outside, ball 3. 3-0 on Michael. Stout getting ready from the stretch. 3-0 pitch. Ball 4. So Grijalva, 4-pitch walk. Goes down to first base, and now Josiah Taylor coming up, who walked his last time and grounded to short his first time. So Josiah 0 for 1 so far.
Right fielder Josiah Taylor.
Grab at first, 2 outs. Fastball's outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Josiah fouls that one back to the screen, so it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Number 13, Josiah Taylor out of Alpha Charter High School in Alberta, California. Up here with a 1 ball, 1 strike count. That is on the inside corner, a fastball by Stout. He's ahead in the count now, 1-2. Grijalva down at first base via the walk, 2 outs. We are in the 6th. Foul back over our heads, so Josiah stays alive. One and 2 on Taylor. 220 on the season, 3 home runs, 18 runs batted in. Breaking ball inside corner, call strike 3. No runs, no hits, 1 left at the end of 6. Modesto 10, American River 3.
Back with your play-by-play is Phantom right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Top of the 7th, Kyle Ablock still on the mound for the Beavers. They trail at 10-3, and Kyle will face Brady Cardozo, then Trent Prokes, and Matt Cabero, the first 3 hitters for the Modesto Pirates. Pirates scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, and 6 in the fifth to add up to 10. Beavers counted with 1 in the third and 2 in the fourth, but they have fallen behind here as we go into the top of the 7th. Just want to take a second to thank all the people who are checking us out on the Stones Radio Networks during the American River College season. We really appreciate it. Check us out this summer when we do Lincoln Potter Summer League Collegiate Wood Bat Baseball from Lincoln, California, McBean Stadium. And if you can't check us out or don't want to, you come and watch the games yourself because you'll have a great time. We don't even mind. You can watch, you can listen and stuff inside the park, but just come out to the park and enjoy yourself. It's a lot of fun for the whole family. So check us out. But again, thanks for dipping in and listening and watching during the past 6 weeks of American River College baseball. Here's the first pitch on the way inside to Brady Cardozo. Brady at 292 has a line out, a walk, and a couple of singles, so he is 2 for 3 today. Does have a run batted in, so make that, looks like 22 runs batted in for Brady. Playing left field. That is on there on strike, inside corner. Kind of made a little bit more about Brady's outline of him running into the fence on Tuesday and knocking himself silly on a Josiah Taylor inside the park home run. But I guess Brady saw that when he walked into the park and looked up and saw his outline on the fence and started cracking up. So well done, Mr. Cardozo. Glad to see you're back out there. Here's the 1-1. Fouled back to the screen, so it's 1-2. And we wish all the Big 8 conference teams luck in the NorCal playoffs beginning next week. Folsom Lake, San Joaquin Delta, Santa Rosa, Consumnes River, Modesto, maybe even Sierra. Hopefully Sierra as well. 1-2 coming up to Cardozo. Breaking ball. Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Let's go, Brady.
Stones McCoy is likening the strike zone to a freshly baked half loaf of bread. It's about right, I think, yeah. 2-2. Check swing, did he go? He went, and the ball's going to bounce away from Swanson, and he will reach base first, will Brady Cardozo. It's a strikeout, and he reaches first on a wild pitch. And he goes down to first base. There's a great pitch by Kyle Ablog. Fortunately, it was too good, and was not able for Christoph Swanson to catch it. And here comes Trent Prokes, who has grounded to second, hit into a double play, and struck out. So Trent 0 for 4 so far here today. 286 on the season, a home run and 24 runs batted in for the left-handed hitting right fielder. Fastball is in there for a strike. 0-1. Stones McCoy complaining even when it's called a strike. So I don't know. Sometimes I don't know where that guy's coming from. I'm sure it's from some local dispensary near you. 0-1. Hit sharply into left field for a base hit right past the third baseman, Uyama. And Prokes has himself his first hit of the day. 2 on, nobody out.
Number 3, second baseman Matt Cabrera.
Hit 15 for the Pirates, and here's Matt Cabrera, who is 3 for 4, 3 singles and a flyout to right field for the second baseman from Pittman High in Turlock, California. Cardozo down at second, Prokes over at first. Kyle Ablog, the third pitcher for the Beavers here. Winalski started in O'Connor, and now Kyle Ablog. Breaking ball in the dirt, ball 1. 1-0, good block by Christoph Swanson. Had to check out the window of the press box, and yes, the green Dodger hat is still in the stands. So the day just keeps getting worse. Here's the 1-0 coming up to Matt Cabrera. Right back up the middle, base hit center field. Cardozo's coming around third. The throw is coming in. It's cut off, but the runner is going to hold at third base. So thought about it and decided to hold a runner. That was Cardozo. So he's at third. Prokes is at second. Over at first is Cabrera with his 4th hit of the day. 16th for the Pirates, and Javon Watkins is coming up. He has walked twice, singled, and struck out. So Javon is 1 for 2. He has scored 2 runs. He came in at 316. He's driven in 17 and has a couple on base here with nobody out in the 7th. Nice block by Swanson as that one is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Activity in the bullpen for Modesto. Logan Stout has gone through 6 innings now. This time it's a right-hander down there. 1-0 on Watkins out of Modesto Christian High School, the freshman first baseman. Outblog looks in, and here's the 1-0. Outside gets away from Swanson. Coming in from third is Cardozo. He will score easily, and that makes it 11-3 in favor of the Pirates. Moving up are Prokes and Cabrera. 11-3 now in favor of the Pirates. 2-0 on Watkins. Kai Young on deck. Fastball outside. 3-0 on Watkins. Top of the 7th, 11-3 Modesto. Here's the 3-0 on the way. Down in the dirt. Another block by Swanson, another walk. Watkins goes down to first. That's his third walk of the day. Bases are loaded again, and here is Kai Young, who has sacrifice fly, an RBI double, and a single to his credit today. 2 for 3. Right-handed hitting DH is coming in at .418. Is 2 for 3 today with 2 runs batted in. He's up here with the bases loaded and nobody out. First pitch from Ablog is hit high in the air to right center field, or right field. Taylor's coming in. Going out is Bello. Bello makes the catch in short right field. A nice play by Alejandro Bello, and no one is able to advance. So good play by Bello on a pop fly by Young that started out going a lot further than it finally ended up. It came back to the infield a little bit, and Bello gave chase. 1 out, and here is Luke Brown. Brown has walked a couple times and has a couple of base hits. He's driven in 3 runs. He's up here against Ablog with the bases loaded and 1 out in the 7th. That is in there for a strike. 0-1, right at the knees of Luke Brown. Left-hand hitting center fielder steps in. 0-1. Cameron Mercurio on deck. Here's the 0-1 to Brown. Breaking ball, beautiful pitch by Ablong. 0-2 on Luke Brown. Out of Washington. 25 runs batted in on the season for Luke now. He came in at .310, has a couple hits today. He's reached base all 4 times. Was leadoff hitter on Tuesday, batting in the 7th spot today. Here's the 0-2 from Ablog. Hit sharply right back up the middle into center field for a base hit. 1 run scores. Second run is coming. The throw by Mott is right on the money, but just a little late. And a 2-run single by Luke Brown makes it 13-3 in favor of the Pirates. Scoring was Prokes, and scoring is Cabrera. Moving over to second is Watkins. And here comes Mercurio. Right back up the middle. Ott came up throwing just a little bit short on the throw to the plate, and Cabrera was able to score. Third hit of the day for Brown. He has 5 runs batted in. Mercurio has walked twice, singled, and flied out. First pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1 to Cam Mercurio. One out here in the 7th. 3 runs in makes it a 13-3 score. Ablog taking his time. Now he got the sign that he wants. He's ready to go from the stretch. Nice pitch. Breaking ball again. Calls strike 2. Carlos Vasquez, the number 9 hitter on deck. Mercurio has scored 2 runs today. Reached base 3 times, scored 2 runs. 1 for 2 officially. 0-2 right now. Ablog with the 0-2 delivery. Another breaking ball right in there, called strike 3. Very nice pitch by Kyle Ablog right there. 2 outs, and here's Carlos Vasquez. Carlos has doubled, flied to right, been hit by a pitch and hit into a fielder's choice, which makes him 1 for 3. Came in at .263. Does have 21 runs batted in, and has runners at first and second and 2 outs here in the 7th. Outlaw comes set. Looks at the runners. That breaking ball's in there again. Call strike. So that one's been very successful the last two batters. 0-1 on Carlos Vasquez out of Tracy, California. Another team I do not know the mascot of. Oh and 1. Swing and a miss. That one wasn't as good a breaking pitch, but it was swung on a miss, so it works just as well for Kyle. So it's 0-2 now on Vasquez. Top of the order, Alex Gavea on deck. We're in the top of the 7th. 2 outs, 2 on, and an 0-2 count on Carlos Vasquez. Kyle Ablog, the third pitcher for the Beavers. The right-hander comes set. Bounces one, and it gets by the catcher. Moving up is Watkins and Brown to second and third, so both in scoring position now for Vasquez, who is now in the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cal threw about 4 straight great breaking balls, and that one just didn't do anything. So he is back up on the top of the hill. Vasquez settles in with the wide open stance from the right side. Right-hander against right-hander. Here's the 1-2. Line drive right field. Josiah Taylor reaches up and makes the catch. 3 runs and 3 hits, 2 left at the end of 6.5. Pirates from Modesto 13, the Beavers of American River 3.
Now back to the booth right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Bottom of the 7, Logan Stout still out on the mound for the Pirates. He'll face Christoph Swanson, Nick Ochoa, and Trevor Crockett. 7, 8, and 9. Now I think Christoph is 1 for 2. He's seen 2 pitches and swung to both. And he is up here for his 3rd time. And he lets that one go by, and it's right down the middle for a strike. Christoph grounded out to first in the 2nd and then singled in the 4th. 0-1 pitch coming. Chops it out toward 3rd, and it's foul. Looked like it was going to stay fair, and good advice from the press box, run. But either it was off his own foot or he saw it spinning foul. So it's 0-2 on Swanson out of Del Oro High School. Behind the plate today for the Beavers. Christoph is a sophomore. Wielding the powerful bat. Waits for the 0-2 coming up from Stout. Outside for a ball. 1-2. Number 30, Christoph Swanson. Activity in the bullpen for the Pirates again. Probably Colin Gunn. Here's the pitch. It is outside for a ball. Christoph thought about that one. Checked his swing, didn't go, and it's 2-2 now. Cam Mercurio behind the plate for Modesto. Here's the 2-2. Line drive right center field. Going over is Prokes. Reaches up, and he's got it in right center field. So another hard hit ball by Swanson, but he is retired. One out, and here comes Nick Ochoa. Prokes out in right, Luke Brown in center, Cardozo in left. At third, it's Vasquez Gavea at short, Cabrero at second, and Watkins at first. It is Colin Gunn who's warming up. It's Stout entering his seventh inning of work. He had a couple of rough spots, third and fourth, but he's been pretty good other than that. Popped up by Ochoa right side. Coming in is Prokes again, and shallow righty makes the catch. So Prokes takes care of two of the Beavers, and here's Trevor Crockett, who has a bunt single and has grounded back to the pitcher. So he is 1 for 2 on the day of the final game of the season for the Beavers. Trevor 173 coming in as a freshman out of Del Campo High School. From the stretch, Logan Stout delivers. Fastball is outside for a ball. One and 0 on Trevor Crockett. Number 5 for the Beavers. Fouled back to the screen by Trevor. 1 ball and 1 strike. Dominic Ott coming out to very helpfully get that foul ball. Take it back to wherever they take those foul balls. I've never figured that out. 1-1 to Trevor. Fastball right in there, call strike 2. 1-2 on Trevor Crockett. Logan Stout actually kind of coincides with when he's changed from wind up to stretch. He's been a lot more effective from the stretch so far. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses outside. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the 7th. Dominic Ott on deck. Trevor Crockett can get something going. Fouled out of play by Trevor. Got a little piece of that one. Spoils it. 5 hits for the Beavers, 3 of them in that 4th inning. Seidler, Swanson, and Ochoa. Here's the pitch. Chopper out towards short. Charging is Gavea. Has got it on a hop and throws across the diamond and gets Crockett by a step for the out. 1, 2, 3 in the 7th. At the end of 7, it's the Pirates 13 and the Beavers 3.
Now back to the action right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Nick Rosemont, the new pitcher for the Beavers, number 55 out of Intercom High School. The sophomore at 6'1", comes on. He'll face the top of the order, Alex Gavea, Brady Cardozo, and Trent Prokes. For the Pirates, as we enter the top of the 8th, discussion in the press box. How old is Andrew McCutcheon? He's been on a lot of teams after he got old. He got old, and then he was on a lot of teams, and now he's still playing. So you figure it out. I don't know. I've always liked the guy, so it doesn't matter. He is not older than me. He may be as old as Stones McCoy, though. That is possible. Rosemont delivers the last warm-up pitch, and we're ready to go here in the top of the 8th. Here comes Gavea, who is 2 for 5. Couple of doubles, reached on an air, grounded out to third, and lined out to first. Hitting at 373. Has a couple of runs batted in, which brings his season total up to 36 on the season. Reminder, the Pirates are trying to nail this one down to get 13-11 in league play, which should put them into a big tie, 3 or 4-way tie for third place, and solidify their chances in the NorCal playoffs, or chances of getting in the NorCal playoffs. And here's Gavea against Nick Rosemont. That is high for a ball. 1-0. Cardozo and then Prokes after Gavea here in the 8th. Rosemont works from the stretch. Fastball is in there for a strike. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Slightly open stance by Alex Gavea at a Manteca high, the Buffaloes. 1-1 pitch is high. 2-1 from Nick Rosemont. Michael Grijalva in left, Dominic Ott in center, and Josiah Taylor over in right for the Beavers today. Blake Uyama at third, Nick Ochoa at short, Alejandro Bello at second, Bryce Seidler at first, and Christoph Swanson behind the dish. 2-1 pitch is very high, ball 3. Nick Rosemont, the 4th pitcher. Winalski, Akonis, Ablog, and now Rosemont. Three balls, 1 strike on Gavea. Fouled out of play. 3-2. Full count on Gavea, opening up the 8th inning. Really got to take up karate. It's a good idea to take up late in life. Here's the 3-2. Popped up, right side. Seidler goes out, Bello goes out, Taylor comes in, and it's Seidler making the catch. Probably the most unlikely of the 3 when they took off. And Bryce with a real nice catch in short right field for the first out. So 1 out, and here's Brady Cardozo. It actually looks like somebody different. And that is as scientific as I get. Looks like Hunter Brown is going to hit.
Attention, please. Now batting for Modesto Junior College, number 6, Hunter Brown.
Hunter Brown comes on, takes over for Cardozo, who had a pretty good day, a couple of base hits and a walk. Here's the first pitch to Brown, and he takes in there for a strike. Hunter is a freshman out of Enox High School in Modesto, 6'150". So he is in there now batting for Cardozo. And we assume we'll probably go out into left field for Brady. That is down low for a ball. 1-1 on Hunter Brown. Trent Prokes still scheduled and still on deck. Rosemont looks in to get the sign, the 1-1 pitch. It is outside for a ball, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike on the pinch hitter, Hunter Brown. 1 out here in the 8th. Pirates 13, Beavers 3. Swung on and missed. Good fastball by Nick Rosemont, evens the count at 2-2 on Brown. 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, 6 in the 5th, and 3 in the 7th. That's how Modesto compiled 13 runs. 2-2 pitch. High, ball 3. They have those 13 runs on 16 hits. 3-2 from Rosemont, hits the stretch. Fouled out of play by Hunter Brown, so he stays alive. Rosemont walking around on the mound, getting ready for the 3-2 pitch now. High fly ball, center field, Dominic Ott coming in now, sailing in underneath it and making the catch for the second out. So 2 fly outs. And here's Trent Prokes, who is grounded out 3 times, struck out, and singled. So he is 1 for 5. Has scored a run.
Number 8, right fielder Trent Prokes.
Trent out of Modesto High in Modesto, California. Also a pitcher. I believe he saw action pitching yesterday. Here's the pitch in the dirt for a ball. 1-0. 2 outs, top of the 8th. Left-hander Prokes against Nick Rosemont, the 4th pitcher for the Beavers. High for a ball, 2-0. Matt Cabero, the second baseman, on deck. Mac has 4 hits today, so he's up that .313 average considerably. 2-0 coming up. Here it is. High fly ball, center field. Ott moves over to left center. Grijalva comes over from left, and I think they caught it, but they knocked each other over, and that is the end of the inning. I don't know which one caught it. I think it was Dominic Ott, but that's a lot of, it looks like Grijalva is going to get credit with the catch. A lot of almost and near collisions today, but that one ends up being an F7. So 1, 2, 3 in the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 13-3 Pirates.
Now back to baseball right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Top of the order in the bottom of the 8th against Logan Stout. Still in there for the Pirates. He'll face Dominic Ott, then Blake Uyama and Alejandro Bello. First pitch is in the dirt. Ott has singled, grounded out to a double play, and walked. So he's 1 for 2. Came in at .280 with a home run and 8 batted in. The freshman out of Wood Creek. Like to see him back here in a Beaver uniform again next spring. Inside for a ball, 2-0. Two balls and no strikes on Dominic Ott. Big chopper out to a short, going to be cut off by the third baseman Vasquez over to first and gets Ott by a step. Carlos Vasquez doing what he had to do there, because if he lets that one go, Ott's going to beat it out. 1 out here, and Blake Uyama coming up to the plate. Blake has hit the ball hard 3 times, really has nothing to show for it. Flied to right, grounded to second, and hit into a fielder's choice. Each time hitting the ball squarely, but not getting any breaks. So he's up here with 1 out in the 8th.
Number 4, third baseman Blake Uyama.
The sophomore from Kennedy High School, up here against Stout. Hit well to right center field. Everybody's going after that one. Don't think anybody's going to get it. is going to hit the fence on a couple of bounces. Uyama rounding second. He says, I want 3. The relay throw is not going to be in time. Uyama, a stand-up triple for the Beavers. Finally got paid back. He's been hitting the ball hard all game and gets himself a triple to go 1 for 4 in the day, and that brings up Alejandro Bello.
Second baseman Alejandro Bello.
Just hit the ball to right center field, went all the way to the fence, and Blake never stopped running until he got to third. And now here's Bello. Alejandro walked, fly to right, and grounded to third, so he is 0 for 2. Stout's pitch is down low for a ball. Colin Gunn, Jordan Smith, both been warming up for the Pirates on and off through the afternoon. Here's the 1-0 to Bello. Hit high in the air to right center field. Prokes is going to have to that one. He'll get that one. Tagging at third will be Uyama. He takes off. The throw by Prokes is going to be on a hop, and Uyama slides in. Didn't have to. It's a sacrifice fly for Bello. Uyama slid and kind of hit a wall right there in front of home plate. Stood himself up, but he slid in well ahead of the throw, which was a little offline. So a sacrifice fly, a run and a hit in this inning makes it 13-4 in favor of the Pirates. And now Bryce Seidler coming to the plate. Bryce's fly to center, doubled and lined out to shortstop, so he is 1 for 3. 296 coming in. Maybe he gets a hit this time. Maybe it's 300. Let's hope. He takes down low for a ball. 1-0. One ball, no strikes. Fouled out of play by Bryce Seidler. Everybody in the press box trying to hold up different items that show the width and breadth of the strike zone. I think Cole won. Cam Mercurio's going over to the dugout to switch out his helmet, his catcher's helmet. Jones McCoy tries. No, he went a little too far. It's bigger than a credit card. 1 ball and 1 strike. I'm going with iPhone. I'm not going with credit card. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on an inside fastball. Got by the catcher. Umpire puts a new ball in, and Michael Grijalva comes out to pick up the old one. And we'll go 1 ball and 2 strikes on Seidler. The sophomore out of Oakmont High. Down low for a ball, 2-2. Good take by Bryce Seidler. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the 8th. Down low again, ball 3. That went into the dirt. And poor Michael Grijalva has to pick that one up too. Working overtime over in the on-deck circle. Full count to Bryce Seidler. Logan Stout on his 8th inning of work for the Pirates. Ground ball sharply to the right of Gavea at short. He's got it. Throws on the run over to first base. Seidler's going to beat that one out for a base hit. Bryce Seidler with an infield single, his 2nd hit of the day. That should get the average up over 300 for the year, hopefully. And he deserves it. And here's Michael Grijalva. 7th hit of the day for the Beavers. They trail at 13-4, but here's Michael Grijalva, who's walked, grounded out, and popped up. So he is 0 for 2. The right-hand hitting left fielder from Ponderosa High. The sophomore steps in. Seidler not being held on at first base by Javon Watkins. With a 13-4 score, here's the pitch. Grijalva takes in there for a strike. 0-1 to Michael. 224 on the season, 14 runs batted in, and a home run for Michael Grijalva. That's high for a ball. Now it's still a little bit of heat on the fastball in his 8th inning of work. Doesn't have a lot of strikeouts today. Grijalva takes outside for a ball. 2-1 on Michael. Josiah Taylor waits on deck. Wants to get up with a couple of guys on base here. 2-1 pitch coming from Stout. It's down low for a ball. 3-1. 3-1 on Grijalva. 3-1 pitch coming up. Popped up right side. Coming in, the right fielder going out is Watkins. Watkins is circling it, and Watkins making an excellent catch in foul territory down the right field line. So no runs, or one run on 2 hits. And at the end of 8, it's Modesto 13, American River 4.
Back on the call, here's Mark Phantom Low.
A dramatic pause before we start the top of the ninth. Josh Heinkel in for the Beavers, the left-hander out of Intercom, is the 5th pitcher after Winalski, O'Connor, Ablog, and Rosemont. He will face Matt Cabrero, Javon Watkins, and Kai Young. 4, 5, and 6 for the Pirates, who are trying to nail down a spot in the NorCal playoffs with the series sweep. They won Game 1, 12-7 on Tuesday. Yesterday, pulled out a 4-2 win down in Modesto, and today they lead it 13-4 as we enter the top of the ninth. Josh Heinkel finishing up on the warm-up tosses, throwing it to Christoph Swanson. Coach Jay talking to the umpire, kind of semi-friendly, I guess. Stones McCoy is the director of weird stuff here at Stones Radio Networks. He's the guy who observes behaviors and passes judgment on them. And do you have any judgments for me?
I actually think the umpire came over to talk to Coach Jay about the move that our new pitcher has.
Oh, boy.
And his double step, just to make sure that there's no balk calls.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I saw.
It's game 40, okay? Come on.
Hey, I'm here to report.
All right. As the green Dodger hat is leaving, so maybe things will turn around. No offense to the person underneath it, but, enough is enough. Josh Heinkel going up against Matt Cabrera, who's got 4 hits today, 4 for 5 for the second baseman. At a Pittman high, here's the first pitch. Look good it is on the outside corner for a strike. 0-1 on Cabrera. Watkins and Young to follow. Heinkel wearing number 1. Here's the 0-1. Fly ball right field. Josiah Taylor on the horse going over right by the foul line in fair territory. Reaches up and makes the catch. Covering some ground out there as he always does for the first out. And here is Javon Watkins, the first baseman out of Modesto Christian High. Let's see what Javon has. A walk, single, another walk, a strikeout, and another walk. So he walks a lot. He's 1 for 2. He scored twice. Coming off a 4 for 5 performance last time in this park on Tuesday. He's up here with 1 out in the ninth. Josh Heinkel throws it outside for a ball. 1-0 on Watkins, followed by Young. 13-4 in favor of Modesto. Final game of the season here at Beaver Field. That's a nice looking pitch in there for a strike. 1-1. One ball, one strike. Here's Hinkle's next pitch. Swing and a miss. Nice looking fastball. A couple of nice looking fastballs from Josh so far in this inning, and he's ahead 1-2 on Javon Watkins. 316 for Javon coming in. 3 home runs, 17 batted in. There's a couple scored. No runs driven in so far today. Here's the 1-2. Call strike 3 inside corner. 2 outs, and that'll bring up Kai Young. That was an excellent at bat from the pitching side for Josh Hinkle as he threw the fastball in the inside corner for the call strike. Kai Young comes up, grounded to short, sacrifice fly, RBI double, then a single, and then a pop-up. Couple of hits, 2 for 4, and a couple of runs batted in for Young as he faces the left-hander Hinkle. Ground ball to the right side into right field for a base hit. So Young finds all for his 3rd hit of the game, and that'll bring up Luke Brown, who's had a couple of hits himself here. Luke has singled 3 times and walked twice, so he is 3 for 3 with
Number 9, center fielder Luke Brown.
5 runs batted in today to bring his season total up to 27. Came in at 310. He's helped that immeasurably with a 3 for 3. So Young leads over at first base. That's back to the screen. Going down to second base is Young. 17th hit for the Pirates. That single by Young. He is now in scoring position. 1 ball, no strikes on Luke Brown. Hinkle comes set. Always goes from the stretch. Fastball is down low. 2-0 on Brown. Cam Mercurio, the catcher, on deck with the 2-out catcher stance, which means he's got both of the shin guards on, taking his swings. Young leads at second base. 2-0 coming up from Josh. Outside, ball 3. So Brown trying to reach base his 6th time in a row today. He's got 3 hits and 2 walks. 3-0 pitch coming up from Josh Hinkle. Right down the middle, call strike. 3-1. Top of the 9th, 2 outs. And Young out on second base. The 3-1 pitch coming up. Here it is. Inside, ball 4. So Brown walks, reaches base for the 6th time today. Young stays at second base, and here's Cam Mercurio, who has walked twice, struck out, fly to right, and singled. So he is 1 for 3. Couple runs scored.
Number 2, catcher
238 coming in for Cam Mercurio out of Enox High School in Modesto, California. He is a freshman, as are most of the Modesto players that we've seen. I think a couple of the pitchers were sophomores, but most of the position players were freshmen. Outside for a ball. 1-0. So Hinkle with the strikeout of Watkins and then a single by Young and a walk to Luke Brown. With 2 outs here in the 9th. Carlos Vasquez, the number 9 hitter on deck. 3rd baseman for the Pirates. 1-0 coming up. Fastball inside corner, call strike. Good pitch, good location. 1-1 on Mercurio. A lot of activity in the Pirates bullpen, but wonder if they'll let Logan Stout go out there and try to get a complete game win in the bottom of the 9th, or at least start the bottom of the 9th. 1-1 pitch coming up. Fastball inside corner. Call strike 2, 1-2. 1-2. Hinkle in the stretch, looks at the runners at first and second, the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball, and he's tagged out. So a strikeout for Hinkle, his second of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left at the end of 8.5. It's the Pirates of Modesto 13, the American River College Beavers 4.
Coming up, more Beavers baseball right here on Stone's Radio Networks.
So Logan Stout's day is done after 8 innings. He gave up 7 hits and 4 runs. Trevin Crowley, a right-hander out of Hillmar High School, is on. He's a sophomore, 6'2". He will come on to take over in the 9th. He will face Josiah Taylor, then Christoph Swanson and Nick Ochoa, 6, 7, and 8 for the Beavers, as Stout goes 8 innings. And he will finally take a rest as Crowley comes on in. The one guy we didn't see warming up in the bullpen all day for the Pirates, and he is the one who comes in. A little under the radar there. And the ball goes down to second base, and we are ready to go.
Right fielder Josiah Taylor.
Here's Josiah Taylor, who has struck out, walked, and grounded to short. So Josiah 0 for 2 today. Right-handed right fielder steps in against Trevin Crowley. 3 home runs and 18 batted in. Only home run we saw on the Beaver field is Josiah Taylor's inside the park job on Tuesday. And he is up against Crowley, who works from the stretch. Fastball right down the middle for a strike, 0-1. Hillmar High School for Trevin Crowley. Newman, California is his hometown. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Taylor behind that one. 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes on Josiah Taylor. Fastball check, swing. Did he go? Oh, he got rung up by the first base umpire. He could have said safe. He could have said no swing. But Taylor is down on strikes. Good-looking pitch from Crowley. 1 out, and here's Christoph Swanson, who is flied to right, singled and grounded to first. So he is 1 for 3.
Now batting for the Beavers, number 30, catcher Christoph Swanson.
Christoph out of Del Oro, a sophomore, behind the plate for the Beavers today. Here's Crowley's first pitch. It is outside and low. 1-0. One ball, no strikes. Fastball in there for a strike. 1-1 on Swanson. Crowley threw his hat right off. Had to pick it up. Nick Ochoa on deck. 1 out here in the 9th. 13-4 in favor of Modesto. Chop back to the screen, so it's 1-2 on Christoph Swanson. That was an inside fastball. Just got a piece of that one. 1-2. One out here in the ninth. Trevin Crowley, the second pitcher for the Pirates. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball's chopped back to the screen, and Christoph Swanson really saving himself on that one. Didn't know what to do, just reached out and fouled it back to the screen to stay alive for another pitch. One and two, here's Crowley. Fouled into the catcher's glove for strike three. So 2 strikeouts for Crowley in his 2 batters face, and here is Nick Ochoa with 2 outs. He's walked, singled in a run, and fly to right. So Nick is 1 for 2, came in at 226. Picked up RBI number 20 today, which puts him atop the team. Right-hand hitting shortstop out of Seagerson High School in Santa Ana, California. Facing Trevin Crowley. Fastball's outside, 1-0. If Nick keeps things going, then Trevor Crockett gets another shot. One ball and no strikes. Inside, and that looks like it hit him. And it hurt him. As Nick, frustrated more than anything, is going to go down to first base, and Crockett's going to get that at bat as he is hit by the pitch. The inside fastball tails in on him. Umpire gives him a pat on the back, and that'll make everything all better. And here comes Crockett, who was singled, grounded to the pitcher, and grounded to shortstop. So Trevor is 1 for 3. Out of Del Campo High, the freshman, steps up here with 2 outs in the ninth. Giving Nick Ochoa a chance to collect himself is the umpire. Showing some sensitivity out there as Nick gets situated down at first base. Says, look, one more at bat in the whole season, the guy has to hit me. Come on. I mean, that's bad luck. Here's Trevor Crockett. Dominic out on deck if Trevor Crockett can keep this ninth inning going. Here's Crowley. Fastball inside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Crockett heading the count 1-0. Fouls that one out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike on Trevor. Ochoa at first, 2 outs here in the ninth. Interested to see if Sierra pulled that game out against Diablo, where they have a big one tomorrow against Folsom Lake. Here's the pitch. It is down low for a ball. Sierra with a great comeback late in the season to even their record before today at 11-11 in conference play. They can grab that 12th win. That should get them into the playoffs as well. Maybe Stones Radio Networks will make an unofficial visit out to Sierra if they do have a home game and check them out. 2-1 on Crockett. It is in there for a strike, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the ninth. Ochoa leads over at first base, not being held on. Line drive up the middle. That's a base hit for Trevor Crockett. Second hit of the day for the number 9 hitter, and that'll bring up Dominic Ott. Crockett reached down and just poked that one into center field. That's the 8th hit of the day for the Beavers and brings Ott up. Going to second is Nick Ochoa. Dominic has walked in into a double play, singled and grounded to third, so he is 1 for 3 today. Stepped in here against Trevin Crowley. Freshman out of Wood Creek High School. Fastball is hit out to shortstop. Gavea comes in, picks it up, scoops it over to second, just gets the runner at second for the ball game. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. That's the final score, and that final score is Modesto 13 and American River 4. We want to thank American River, Stephen Roberson, and everybody over here for inviting Stones Radio Networks to come out and do the games this spring. We've really had an enjoyable time. We want to thank everybody. Everybody was so great to us, very nice, giving us anything we needed to try to do a good job. Hopefully we did that. We thank all you for checking us out on the various platforms. Good luck to fans of Big 8 conference teams like Modesto as they go into the NorCal playoffs. Hopefully we'll see you next fall for more Beaver Sports. Right now, saying goodbye for Stones McCoy, I'm Mark the Phantom Lowe. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.